white beaches, a party here and there, sailing, surfing, and beautiful hula girls. Now I know why they put the Lulu in Honolulu. That's cute.
Sounds like he's got it made.
Yeah, leave it to my old pal Nick Hollenrake to always get stationed in the best places. I told all the gals here about you, Vince, and I've already got a long, cool tropical drink sitting here in the shell of a pineapple with a gardenia floating on top just waiting for you. If you can steal any time, don't miss out on this. It's once in a lifetime. I got a house right on the beach with plenty of room, so come on down.
That's great, Sarge. You going?
Am I going? Am I going? Man, I got 10 days accumulated leave saved up. 10 whole days I've been hoarding, just waiting for the right opportunity. And, brother, this is it. Am I going, he asked. And would you like to know how?
How?
Well, we got Marine jets winging out of here every day, and some of them go straight to Honolulu. And who do you think is gonna hop a ride on one of them little jet jobs?
Hey, that's great, Sarge. You got nothing to keep you here. I mean, there's nothing coming up. You're in the clear.
Good.
Oh, just this.
Yeah, what's that?
A memo came through this morning about the test for PFC. 6 of our men haven't taken it yet.
Those meatballs in the Marines for over a year and still privates. Well, I want a whole platoon of PFCs. In fact, I want a whole platoon of PFCs before I go to Honolulu. When are they giving that test?
Tomorrow.
Good. That'll make a nice going-away present for me. All PFCs.
I don't know.
What do you mean? Pyle. Wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know that lunkhead would be one of the last ones to make PFC? Wouldn't you just know it? Boy, it stings me. It really stings me.
Sarge, a minute ago you were happy as a lark talking about your trip. Why let something like this spoil it?
Well, it's important.
I mean, think back to what you were talking about. Hawaii, those sandy white beaches, the hula girls, the tropical drink.
Yeah. The gardenia floating around on top.
That's right.
You're right. You're right. This is a golden opportunity to go to Honolulu, and I'm not gonna let them foul it up. Believe me, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna walk over and talk to them real calm-like. Calm and easy, easy and calm. Stupid, stupid, stupid. The 6 of you, the last 6. Now, everybody else in this platoon has made PFC except you 6 meatballs. Now, what is it with you? Well, what about you, Lipton? What's your excuse?
I don't have one.
That's no excuse.
Would you like to hear my excuse, Sergeant?
No.
I got one, and I thought...
I don't want to hear it.
But it might explain why.
Pyle, I said I didn't want to hear excuses. Is that clear?
Yes, it is, Sergeant. See, it's just that as long as you was expecting an excuse from Private Lipton, he didn't have one. I thought I'd tell you mine so you wouldn't be disappointed.
Knock it off. Now, all of you, listen up. That test is being given tomorrow, so get on the stick. Remember, it's for your good, not mine. But I want all PFCs in this platoon. Is that clear?
Aye, sir.
I can hear you.
Aye, sir.
All right, you take that test and you make it. I don't want to hear it.
Never did get to tell him my excuse.
What is your excuse, Gone?
Well, it's just that I wished I didn't have to take that test.
Why? It's not hard.
That ain't what I'm afraid of.
Then what?
Well, maybe it won't make too much sense.
Well, what is it?
Well, the fact is, I couldn't be no happier than I am right now. To tell you the truth, I like things just the way they are.
Huh?
Remember back in boot camp, Sergeant Carter told us that the private is the backbone of the Marine Corps. Well, fact is, I like being the backbone. And another thing is I wouldn't want people to think that I'm getting uppity, and that's just what the folks back home might think if I got me a stripe on my arm, that I'm getting uppity.
Oh, now you're putting me on.
No, I ain't, Duke, honest. So you see, I'm better off being a private because I'm a whole lot better at followership than I am at leadership.
Gomer.
So you see, I don't care a whole lot about being a private first class is what it boils down to.
Well, Gomer, you should. Take the test.
Well, I'll take the test, all right. But I know how I am, Duke. If I ain't interested in something, I just can't concentrate. That's how I am. I just can't concentrate if I ain't interested.
Read 'em and weep. Sergeant Vincent J. Carter, Marine Jet X22007, nonstop destination Honolulu. Aloha and ta-ta. Boom, 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 boom.
Great, Sarge.
4 days from today, I'll be wearing a garland of flowers around my neck. And will I be thinking of you? No, I will not. Nothing personal.
What's in there?
You want to see what the well-dressed sergeant wears on the beach in Hawaii? Huh? Well, what do you think?
One thing's sure, you won't get lost.
Can I help it if you got no taste? What's the news on the PFC test? The results come in yet? Didn't you hear me? Did you get the results on the PFC test?
Yeah, I heard you.
Well?
Look, Sarge, you're not going to let this spoil your trip now.
Come on, come on. Naturally, I could have told you. You didn't have to tell me. I could have told you. Pyle is the only one who didn't make it.
Sarge, you got 5 out of 6. That's good.
That is not good. I want 6 out of 6. That's what I'm going to get. 6 out of 6. Adams, Colarusso, Duncan, Lipton, Pyle, Rigsby, all of you falling right in front of me. I just got the results of the test you all took for PFC. The following men made it. Oh, wait a minute. Why should I waste all that breath reading off the names of those who made it? It'll be much easier just to read the names of those who didn't. The following men did not pass the test for PFC. Pyle. That is the whole list of all the men who did not make it. All the rest of you earned your stripe. All right, everybody except Pyle, fall out. Pyle, remember the other day when you said you had a reason for not wanting to take the test and I didn't want to listen? Remember?
Yes, Sergeant.
Well, now I happen to have a little extra time. I'm ready to hear your excuse for taking the test and failing. Let's hear it. I'm waiting. How did you fail that test? How?
I couldn't help it, Sergeant. All the time I was taking the test, my mind just kept wandering.
Wandering? How far could it wander in that vacant lot?
It's like I told you.
Where was your head, Pyle? Where was your head?
Well, like I said, my mind just kept wandering. I kept thinking about all the happy times I've had as a private.
Huh?
I just couldn't stop thinking about the time that you told us that the private was the backbone of the Marine Corps.
That's correct. I'm still waiting for your excuse. How did you fail?
I'm leading up to it.
All right, lead.
Well, it's like this. If I pass the test for PFC, then they might want me to take the test for corporal and then sergeant. And I'm just so happy like I am.
What?
Fact is, I guess I just plain ain't interested.
You ain't interested?
I reckon not.
Uh-huh. Well, I reckon we'll just have to get you interested. In fact, we'll just have to get everybody here interested in getting you interested. All right, everybody, over here. Now, here's the story. Pyle is the only one who hasn't made PFC. I want 100% PFC platoon, and you are going to help me to get it. How? There's another PFC test being given tomorrow, and Pyle is going to take it. Now, this is an order. You are all taking a 2-hour shift tonight, right around the clock, helping Pyle bone up for that test tomorrow. When he walks in there in the morning, I want his head so full it'll be coming out of his ears. You see, I think I know the reason for his failing that test. One word, stupidness. So you are going to help him get over his stupidness. Is that clear?
Aye, Sergeant.
Is that clear to you, Pyle?
Yes, Sergeant.
I must be crazy to stick around here and let you drive me nuts. I don't know why I do it, but I do. Every day it's something different. It's always stupidness, stupid. Same thing over and over and over and over.
I got it. Hey, Garson. Garson, I got the part about ascending to 45.
Oh, that's wonderful. What time is it?
2:15.
I'm not getting paid for overtime. 2 to 4 is latest shift. Where is he? I was just coming for you. Patient is all yours, doctor.
I heard a nice girl, but this is ridiculous.
Hey, Duke.
Hey,
Sure nice of you fellers to help me out like this. You know that?
Yeah, I know that.
You're a good friend, Duke, a real good friend.
But we don't have too much time. You sleepy?
No, I'm wide awake. I really am. See? My eyes ain't even bloodshot yet. Ain't the least bit tired.
Good. If you feel yourself getting sleepy, just throw some cold water on your face. Main thing is to stay awake.
I'm fine.
Okay, good. Let's go.
All right, Ben, your examination books are there on your desk, but I don't want you to open them until I tell you to. Now, you've got 1 hour, 60 minutes to complete this test. If any of you finish early, hand in your books and leave the room quietly because other men around you may be still working. Remember, no talking. The word is quiet. Okay? Everybody ready? Go.
I guess you heard what happened to Pyle at the PFC test. Yeah, I guess you did.
He fell asleep. Right in the middle of the test, he fell asleep. That yo-yo? Well, let me tell you something. I'm not going to let him spoil my trip. I'm going to Hawaii, and I'm going to have fun. Do you hear me? Fun, fun, fun. I'm going to enjoy.
Sorry, but aren't you packing kind of early?
I'm in a hurry. When Friday morning gets here, I go. The sooner I get away from Pyle, the happier I'll be. I've got to get this press and pick up some stuff at the PX. You got my travel orders typed up yet?
I was going to do it this morning, Sarge.
Well, get moving. I want them on the colonel's desk ready for his signature right away.
Okay, Sarge.
Fell asleep. He fell asleep.
Hey, Corporal.
Well, look who's here. Sleeping Beauty.
Is Sergeant Carter around?
Look, Pyle, I wouldn't go looking for Sergeant Carter if I were you.
Guess he is pretty sore at me, huh?
You pulled some buttes in the past, Pyle, but this one tops them all.
I know. That's the reason I'm here. I wanted to apologize to Sergeant Carter.
Well, he won't be back for a while.
Oh, do you mind if I wait for him?
Wait for him.
Thank you. Hey, Corporal, did somebody just ship in?
What?
I just seen that bag on the bunk over there, and I wondered if somebody was coming in.
No one's coming in, Pyle. Someone's going out. Sergeant Carter, if you must know.
Sergeant Carter?
Right.
Where's he going?
Honolulu.
You mean he's leaving?
That's right, Pyle. You can't go to Honolulu without leaving.
It's all said. It's official.
It will be if I ever get these orders typed and signed by the colonel. Effective 9 a.m. Friday morning.
Golly, when did all this take place?
Pyle, will you quit pestering me? Now I know why Carter wants to get away from you.
Ought to wear sunglasses all the time. You look kind of glamorous. Oh, are you glamorous? Vince, you're a glamorous animal.
Come on. Look, the sun gets pretty strong in Hawaii. You got any with darker glass?
Sure. Ah, how do you like it?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Hey, Sergeant.
These are the darkest you got?
Sergeant, could I speak to you a minute?
At 1:30 in the afternoon? Isn't it way past your bedtime?
I know you're sore at me, Sergeant. You got a perfect right to be. But I just want you to know that I'm sorry.
Good. Now beat it. I'm busy. I've got some things to take care of.
That's because you're gonna leave, huh?
That's right. I'm leaving. How did you know?
Corporal told me. Sergeant, why are you leaving?
You want to know why? I'll tell you. To get away from a certain meatball, that's why.
That's what I thought. You mean me, don't you?
Do you know any other meatballs, Private Pyle?
No, because I didn't pass that test, and I didn't make PFC. Sergeant, I feel just awful. Just because I failed that test, that's the only reason you're leaving? I mean, if I passed the test, you wouldn't go?
Pyle, if you passed the test, why would I want to go? There'd be such a celebration, a banquet, parties. I'd be crazy to leave. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. But you didn't pass the test, so I am going. Now, if you don't mind, I have some packing to do. Shirley, I'll take these glasses and some razor blades, some toothpaste, some aftershave.
Let me understand. You want to take this test again? Is that right, Private?
That's right, sir.
Well, according to this report, you failed it twice within a week.
Yes, sir, I know.
I can't imagine why you should have so much trouble. I should think the second time you took it, you should have been able to pass it with your eyes closed.
Oh, no, sir, that don't work.
Well, we want to see our men try to advance themselves, so it shouldn't be too difficult to arrange another test for you. We'll notify you, probably in about a month.
A month? Oh, no, sir, not a month. I can't wait that long. I got to take the test tomorrow. That is with the lieutenant's permission, sir.
What's a rush, Private? You think you're going to get the same questions you had yesterday?
Oh, no.
We keep changing the test, you know. The next one you get will be entirely different.
I don't care. I'll take them all, but I just got to take it tomorrow.
Well, this is a bit irregular.
Please, it's very important. Please, sir.
There's a group from A Company scheduled to take the test tomorrow. You can sit with them.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, sir. I really appreciate it.
Time's up. Everyone stop writing. Check to see if your names are clearly written on all your papers. Leave them there on your desk and return to your company area. Just a minute, Pyle. I want to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
How do you think you did, Pyle?
Oh, I'm sure I passed. I think I made 100%.
I'm sure you did, too. All right, come on. Let's have it.
Huh?
That little piece of paper you've got hidden in your pocket. Your cheat notes.
My what?
You know what I mean. A little special something you've got in your pocket that helped you get that 100%.
You mean this? Really not a very good picture of him.
Sergeant Carter? This is what helped you pass your test?
He's the reason I got interested in taking the test and passing it.
Well, what's that, Sarge?
You said it. In 45 minutes, I'll be on my way to paradise. Now, remember, for the next 10 days, you're in charge of the platoon. Keep them on the ball.
You can count on me.
Good. Well, I guess that's about it. My travel letters, you got them?
Huh? I don't have them.
What do you mean you don't have them? You said the colonel sent them over yesterday all signed.
He did. I put them right there on the desk. I thought you took them.
Huh? Look in the back. Go through the lockers everywhere.
Hey, Sergeant. Cleaning up your desk? Real good habit. Wally at the filling station back home used to say if you keep your desk nice and clean, you'd never misplace anything. A place for everything and everything in its place. He was right, don't you think so, Sergeant?
I'm not interested, Pyle. Whatever you got on your mind, I'm not interested.
Ain't what I got on my mind, it's what I got on my sleeve.
Huh? You made PFC?
Surprise, surprise, surprise. The lieutenant gave me special permission to take the test over again yesterday, and guess what? I passed.
Yeah. That's great.
I not only passed, Sergeant, but I made 100%.
Yeah. Congratulations.
But the best part of it is now you won't have to leave.
Huh? Yeah.
That's what you said, remember? That if I made PFC, you wouldn't have to leave.
Huh?
Well, I didn't want to see you transfer out to High Warrior.
Transfer? What are you talking about?
Wasn't you going to transfer to High Warrior?
No, Pyle. I don't know where you get your information. I wasn't asking for a transfer. I'm going to Hawaii on a furlough, a vacation.
Vacation?
Yeah.
You was going on a vacation?
Yes, as soon as I find my travel orders. My travel orders are missing. Have you found them yet?
I don't see him.
Sergeant?
Not now, Pyle, but keep looking. They gotta be there someplace.
But, Sergeant?
Don't bother me, Pyle. I got a plane to catch.
Not anymore.
Where are you looking back there? Did you look under that? I haven't got a plane to catch.
See, I thought you was leaving for good because I couldn't make PFC. And in the PX, you said if I did make PFC, then you didn't have to go.
Yeah?
So I come by here earlier to tell you that I passed the test. And I seen your travel orders on the desk there.
And?
So I took them to the colonel and told him you didn't want them. I'd go right back over there and get them, except he tore them up while I was standing there, little bitty pieces. So it was just a little old vacation. You wasn't going to transfer out at all. But what difference as long as I made PFC? Ain't that right, Sergeant? And I did make PFC.
Hold me. Hold me. Hold me.
You are surprised, I can tell. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Boy, them jets sure do go fast, don't they, Sergeant? Whoosh! Hey, there goes another one. You know, sometimes I just like to look up at them planes and guess where they're going. Do you ever do that, Sergeant? Just look up there and try to guess where they're going? Why, I bet they're going to different places all over the world. Whoosh! Now, there's what I call a clean window. Must be this new cleaning rag I got. It's really a shirt. Sure does clean good, though. You know where I found it?
In the garbage?
That's right. How'd you know?
I guessed.
Well, to be perfectly honest, can't blame anybody for throwing it out. Now, where in the world would anybody wear a shirt like this?
Gomer, that's enough brushing. You're coming through the other side.
Well, I want it to be right. Heck sakes, Duke. Since I'm gonna be best man at that wedding tomorrow, I want to look my best. You're wearing your dress blues, ain't you?
I suppose, although black would be more appropriate.
Black? Black's what you wear to funerals.
Weddings, funerals, tragedy is tragedy.
Oh, come on, Dick. This is gonna be real high-spirited. I get to carry the ring. What with me being best man and all, then I give it to him, and he gives it to her, and she gets to wear it for the rest of her born days. But I get to carry it first, and that's real honor.
Gomer! Gomer! I got it! I got it! Greatest ring you ever saw in your life.
Let's have a look.
Well, it just came in the mail. Been in the family for 6 generations. You never saw anything like it. It's beautiful. My grandmother wore it, and my great-grandmother before her, she wore it at her wedding. It's got diamonds. Did I give it to you?
No.
Well, I lost it. I must have dropped it on the way in.
Come on, Purcell. Make up your mind which way you're going.
Well, sorry, Sergeant. I can't. When you came in, you didn't happen to. Wait. Here it is.
Jim's kind of got the jitter, Sergeant. What with his wedding tomorrow now, he thought he'd lost his ring.
I don't want to hear one more word about a ring or marriage. Not one more word. Nothing. You understand? I've had it up to here with you two guys in that wedding. 2 weeks now, and I've heard nothing else. This is a Marine base, not the little church around the corner. Now, the rest of you knuckleheads, listen up. We have a field lecture on demolitions in 15 minutes. We'll assemble at 1100. Oh.
Golly, look at that thing shine. All them sparklers. Why, that's a regular 4th of July.
Not another one in the world like it. Wouldn't be a Purcell wedding without this ring.
Yeah, you better put that rock away. We gotta get moving.
Well, where will I put it?
Under your pillow?
Maybe in my shaving kit.
How about under the mattress?
Maybe I better just carry it right with me. Boy, I sure wish I didn't have to go to that lecture.
Now, in clearing an enemy field, the mine detector is used. It can spot any buried metal object. The mine is then uncovered and removed. To give you an idea of its destructive power, we're gonna detonate this mine. It'll need 2 men for a digging detail.
Pyle, Purcell. Pyle, Purcell.
What is it, Sergeant?
If the national effort can have your assistance for a few minutes, grab them shovels. Move it!
All right, good enough. Now get back with the others. I'll detonate the mine electrically.
The ring, it's gone.
Blast will destroy anything in the immediate area of the mine. Gather around, men. Come on. Watch close.
Hold. Wait a minute. You can't, please, no.
Hey, don't get down there.
Hold it!
Hey, come back here.
What is this?
Jim's ring, he dropped it in the hole.
What's going on?
My ring. It must have fallen out of my pocket while I was digging.
Well, that's tough.
Oh, please, Sergeant. You don't know what that ring means. It's an heirloom. It's priceless. I mean, I couldn't get married without that ring. Oh, please, Sergeant. Please.
Knock it off! Okay, Peter. You better disconnect. All right, the rest of you guys, come on down here and help us look. Make it fast. Come on, let's move. On your hands and knees, let's go. All right, let's give it up.
Oh, just a little more, Sarge. Please, Sarge.
That's all I said. We already wasted half the morning. We're not going to take all day looking for a ring. Heirloom or no heirloom. Now, let's go.
Sure, I'm sorry, Jimmy. Sergeant, it's just a terrible thing to lose. It's the most beautiful ring I think I nearly ever saw. It was real sparkly. There it is. Hey, how about that? I must have picked up the wrong jacket. It was in the pocket the whole time. We didn't have to do all that digging after all. Ain't that a good job, Sergeant? Ain't it? Y'all see it, Jim?
Yeah.
What you do with the ring?
Got it right here. Oh, no. No, it's gone. It's gone again. Oh, here. Here it is.
You sure gave me a fright.
Gomer, look. You take it. You're the best man. You hold it for me.
Me? Well, I wouldn't want to
Look,
take...
I'm so mixed up. I know I'll lose it someplace. Please, you hold it. I keep misplacing it, and I about have heart failure every time I go to look for it. Please, you keep it.
Well, where'll I put it?
I don't know. Just put it someplace.
I got it. The best place to keep a ring is where it's supposed to be. I keep it on my finger here. It should fit my pinky.
It won't fall off?
No, it's good and tight. We should have thought of this before. Now, tomorrow when you want it, I'll just slip it off and there you are.
What's the matter?
It's mighty tight.
But you gotta be able to get it off.
If I had a little butter...
Come on, you guys, inspection.
Pinky rings now, Sergeant?
No, sir. You see, sir, well, it's a wedding ring.
That's your wedding ring, Private?
No, sir.
I thought you told me...
Sir, it is a wedding ring, but it ain't mine. It's private for sales.
You're wearing Private Purcell's wedding ring?
Sir, Private Purcell is getting married.
To him?
Oh, no, sir. He's marrying Chrissy Parker. She's a real nice girl. You'd really like her, sir.
Wonderful.
Sergeant. Sir.
I suggest you check your men out before inspection. I would say that man was slightly out of uniform, wouldn't you?
Well,
Unless there's a new regulation, which I don't know about, which calls for wedding rings on pinkies. That'll be all, Sergeant.
I see. Get that thing off. Get it off.
Can't. I reckon my finger's too fat.
Yeah? Well, I'm gonna work you till you're so thin it drops off. I warned you. I have nothing against a man and a woman of legal age being duly joined together in the bonds of holy matrimony. Nothing against it at all. But when my lecture's sabotaged, my inspection turned into a shambles, and the entire platoon performance record shot down in flames. Kyle, are you in pain?
Yes, sir. It pains me to hear how the platoon performance record got shot down in flames. I'm sure sorry, sir.
And you are going to be sorrier. As a little reminder that you are both Marines on a duty status, you will put in a few hours extra duty tonight here in the bakery.
But, Sergeant, tomorrow morning's my wedding. I can't be...
Hold it! I told you, I don't want to hear no more about a wedding. I don't want to hear anything about it, see anything about it, nothing. That word is not to be used in my presence in any shape, manner, or form. Is that clear? Okay, Charlie.
Right, Ben.
They're all yours.
Okay. You, get over and start massaging those racks. I like them nice and clean. And you, over here. Start working on that. We got to get 600 loaves out by tomorrow. Well, get in there and move it around. Move it around. Give me plenty of wrist action. Atta boy. That's fine. That's beautiful. Plenty of wrist in there. That makes it nice and light and fluffy. Very good. I'll make a doughboy out of you yet. Get it, doughboy. Move it. Move it. Watch those wrists. You, keep working.
Oh, boy, I'm pushed.
At least you'll be sure to get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, that's what I need, sleep.
It's one thing about working hard, you're too tired to remember you're nervous. Just think, in a few more hours, you will be a married husband and all. And to think that I'm all part of the ceremony, and I'll do it right, too. You can depend on that. I'll be right there with the ring.
Oh, where is it? Huh? It's gone. Where is it?
Get off.
You lost my wedding ring. Gomer, where's the ring?
Well, it must be around here someplace. I'll get a flashlight.
But we gotta find it, Gomer.
Knock it off.
We gotta find it.
We will. We'll just backtrack every step of the way.
You see anything? Look carefully.
It's not around here anywhere.
Oh, think, Gomer, think. When's the last time you saw it?
Let me see now. I had it at supper, then we come to work here at the bakery.
Well, did you have it then?
Yeah, I remember now. Up until the time I started working on all that dough, you know, with the wrist action.
So it could have come off him?
Yeah, that dough was gooey enough. And with the butter and all, I think I know where your ring is. Your wedding ring's baked in one of them there 600 loaves of bread.
Well, I guess the ring's lost for good now. And after 6 generations in the family. Boy, poor Chrissy, she's sure gonna be disappointed.
Well, maybe we can find it. It's got to be in one of them loaves of bread.
But there's 600 loaves, Gomer, 600!
Then we'll just have to look through every single loaf, piece by piece. Can't overlook one single crumb. It's just the corporal taking sandwiches to the guardhouse.
Sandwiches?
Yeah, just
Sandwiches made out of bread. Right. Before we start on the loaves, we better check those out. Hold it. Don't eat those sandwiches.
Excuse us, Corporal Regards, but you mustn't bite into that bread.
Excuse me. Can I see that one?
What's going on?
There was an accident at the bakery, and something fell into the bread dough.
Something in the bread dough? What? What fell in it?
Much obliged, it's not in there.
Close. I almost ate that. Oh, what is it? What fell in it?
It's not here either.
Are these all the sandwiches you made?
All except for the one I gave Lieutenant Peterson, the officer of the day.
That might be just where it is.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, thank you, fellers. Enjoy your sandwiches. Golly, 600 loaves is sure a lot of bread, ain't it?
It sure is.
Of course, we don't have to go through all 600. We've already been through that and that they made the sandwiches out of. So all we got to do is 599. Give me the first one and we'll get started. Cut it off, Hank.
Now, careful. We don't want to scratch it.
All right. It ain't in this one.
Gomer, we'll never be able to go through all 600 loaves like this.
Wait a minute, I got an idea. It ain't in this loaf.
Someone's coming.
Hey, what are you guys doing here? Get out of there. Come on, snap it up. What is all this?
Well, I was here working earlier, and I lost something, and I come back to look for it.
What'd you lose?
The wedding ring that Jim here's supposed to get married with today.
The ring? You lost the ring? The ring he's getting married with? That's a hot one.
We figure it's somewhere here in a loaf of bread.
You lost the ring in a loaf of bread?
If it's all right with you, Sergeant, we'd kind of like to get it back.
Sure, go ahead. Boy, I can see the ceremony now. With this bread, I thee wed. And then he puts the loaf of bread on her finger, get it? Which loaf is it in?
Well, we don't rightly know, so we're going to have to go through every single one, and slice them up.
But Sergeant,
the first one that lays a finger on this bread, I let him have it. You want to play hide and seek outside, not in my bread. Come on, out. Outside. Let's go.
But, Sergeant, maybe we could just use the fork and kind of punch around in them.
Charlie Hacker served bread full of puncture holes? No, sir. 16 years I've been baking. I never served no factory seconds. No dice. Outside. Out. Out.
But, Sergeant, this ring's kind of special, Sergeant. Couldn't we just look in a few...
Out! Hurry it up out of here! Out!
I sure feel bad about this, Jim, and it's all my fault, too. Here you picked me out of all your friends to be your best man and trusted me with the ring for your beloved, and I let you down.
It's okay, Gomer. It was just an accident.
But there must be something we can do. Sergeant Carter says that there ain't no situation that a good Marine can't overcome.
No, look, we've had it. You heard that mess, Sergeant. He won't let us near that bread. He won't let us touch it. Look, we better just forget all about it.
Wait a minute. Just a blessed instant.
What?
Maybe there is something we can do.
Oh, what is it?
Well, I got this idea, but it's going to take bravery.
But how? What?
Well, first of all, we've got to go get Sergeant Carter.
Carter? The way he feels about the wedding? And you're going to wake him up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Well, that's where the bravery comes in. Come on, let's go.
B.
Sergeant Carter?
Well, for your sake, I hope this is all just a very bad dream.
It ain't no dream, it's me. You see we lost the ring again?
What is this overwhelming urge you have for self-destruction?
I got this idea.
And I got an idea, too. It's what to do with nitwits who wake up their sergeant in the middle of the night. I'll give you the details tomorrow, but for now, get out of here.
But, Sergeant, a feller Marine's in trouble, and you're the only one can help. And I know you'll help because you're his only hope.
Never mind, Gomer. Sorry we bothered you, Sergeant.
But, Jimmy, how can you get married tomorrow?
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to tell me something. Maybe it's a bad sign. I don't know. All I know is when I tell Chrissy, she's going to probably want to call off the wedding anyway. You know how superstitious brides are.
You mean call off the wedding?
Well, everything's going against it. Everything. It's too much. The sergeant's right. Why should he have to be bothered with all of this? It's not his problem. Why should he have to help out? Forget it. Nothing says I have to get married. Sorry, Sergeant.
Get off this bed. Marry, don't marry, that's your problem. Mine's getting some shut-eye. Now get out of here, or I throw you in a brick.
But, Sergeant, you can...
Out! You want the brick? Out! Get out of here! Out! No! All right. What was this brilliant idea of yours?
And the wedding's this morning?
Yes, sir, Colonel, at 10:00.
Interesting situation. How much time till mess call, Sergeant?
55 minutes, sir.
We'll be close. Very well. I'll issue the necessary instructions.
Hold up on the bread, Charlie. Huh? We gotta check it for that missing ring.
Nobody hacks up my bread. You want to find prizes? Buy yourself some Cracker Jack.
Orders from the top, Charlie. The colonel wants that ring found.
The colonel ordered my bread ripped up for a tin ring?
Relax. Nobody's gonna rip it up. We're gonna find it with a mine detector. All right, men, in here. All right, let's spread out the bread, huh? Okay, start right here.
Should have found it by now.
That's the way it always is when you lose something. You never do find it till the very last place you look. I don't know why that is, but that's the way it always is.
Well, are you sure you had it here in the bakery?
Now, don't you worry. Wouldn't surprise me none if it wasn't in loaf number 600, the very last one. It is in the last one. It's in this one.
Better make sure.
But it's just got to be, Sergeant. If it ain't in any of the others, and this is the last one, why, it's just... It ain't? Well, then where?
All right, secure the gear.
I'm sorry, Jim.
Hey, I got something here, Sarge.
What do you got in that pocket? Keys, change?
No, in this pocket I just keep my hanky. Don't know why that gadget should buzz around my hanky. Shazam! Well, how do you do? Now I remember. My hands got all gooey in that dough, and I wiped them off on my hanky. That must have been when the ring come loose. The ring was in my pocket the whole time, Sergeant. Wasn't no need to wake you and the Colonel after all. How about that? That's a good joke. Ain't that a good joke?
Hey, Vince, be my guest.
Do you, James Purcell, take this woman, Christine Parker, to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do.
And do you, Christine Parker, take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
The ring, please.
Let's have it.
Be just a second.
Come on, Gomer. Come on, Gomer.
I have it off the jiffy. You wouldn't have any butter, would you, Chaplain?
I had big plans for you and me. You said we were going to be alone tonight, just you and me alone. Come on, baby. I haven't seen you in a whole month.
What do you want me to do, Vince? Now, Eileen is an old friend of the family. She's staying with me, and I'm not going to go off and leave her by herself.
But tonight? Tonight of all nights?
Sorry, Vince. It's double date or no date at all.
But it's late. Where am I going to find...
Double date or no date at all.
Come on, be fair. I haven't seen you for a whole month, and at the last minute you throw me a curve like this? Come up with a guy for a double date. It ain't fair. It just ain't fair.
Double date or no date at all.
Yes, sure. I understand, Fred. It is Saturday night. It is the last minute. Have a good time. Look, Fred, can you recommend somebody? I thought of him. Him, too. Okay, thanks.
I hate to bother you, Sergeant, but could I have my pass? I didn't get a chance to pick mine up this morning.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Hey, Slater, come here.
Yes, Sergeant?
You know, being a sergeant, I don't ordinarily socialize with guys of a lower rank than me, but... Well, I kind of like you, kid, so I'm willing to make an exception in your case. You see, I have this girl who has a friend, a real gorgeous dish, and I'd be happy to do you a favor and take you along.
Well, real nice of you to ask, Sergeant, but I'm already set for tonight with my own girl. Nice of you to ask, though, Sergeant. Thank you.
Slater.
Yes, Sergeant?
Can you recommend somebody?
Well, everybody in the barracks is gone, except Gomer. I left him reading a magazine.
Never. I refuse to sink that low.
Sorry, Vince. It's either double date or no date at all.
Hey, Sergeant.
Hi, pal. What you doing?
I was just reading the real behind-the-scenes stories of Ann Margaret. Do you know she hadn't had an easy life?
Yeah, look,
She's
pal.
had her trials and tribulations just like the rest of us.
That's all very interesting.
Just to look at her up on the screen singing and dancing, you'd think she didn't have a care in the world. But she's known heartaches and disappointments. Just think that...
That's all very interesting, but will you pay attention? I've got something important to ask you.
Well, yes, Sergeant.
Have you got a date for tonight?
No, I hadn't.
Good. I've got a big surprise for you. How would you like to go on a double date with me?
You want me to go on a date with you?
That's right.
Well, that's a real honor, Sergeant. It really is. And I'm proud to know that you think enough of me to ask. But I think I'll just go to the movie here on the base tonight.
That's how you're going to spend a Saturday night? Sitting in the movies?
I don't mind.
Well, look, Pyle, I can't let you do it.
Do what?
Sit in the movies all by yourself.
Well, I don't mind, Sergeant. Don't you worry about me. I'll be just fine, honest.
Now, look, Pyle, this is your sergeant you're talking to. I can tell when you're putting on an act.
But I'm not putting on...
You'd much rather go out with a girl, but being the shy, lonely type of fella you are, you don't have a girl. I understand. That's why it's my duty to fix you up with a date.
But I don't want a date, and I ain't lonely. I'm very happy.
You're just saying that. You're not really happy.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. You're miserable. You're miserable.
You think so, Sergeant?
And I'm not asking you to go. I'm ordering you.
You're ordering?
Ordering. Now, you get dressed. You're going on a double date with me, and you're going to have fun.
Gomer Pyle? What kind of a name is that for a human being? What's a Gomer Pyle?
Honey, he's a very nice guy. He's got a lot of class.
Well, that'll be the day when you come up with somebody classy.
Yes, I tell you. He's from the South.
So he's from the South. So what?
What do you mean, so what? Are you kidding? Well, he comes from one of them aristocrat families from the South. You know, they're loaded with dough. Loaded.
Vince, are you putting me on?
Baby, would I lie to you?
Only when your mouth is moving.
Lover, take my word for it. This Gomer Pyle is the real McCoy. Anyway, who does he have to be for this friend of yours? Who's she?
What do you mean, who's she?
That's right, who's she?
Well, she happens to be something special, too. She comes from a very prominent family, society. Yeah, she's a society girl.
Society? When do you come to society?
Are you doubting my word? Because if you are, you can just...
I'm not. Look, I know it's gonna work out great. Your friend and Gomer will have a good time, and you and me can kind of sneak off and be by ourselves for a while. You know what I mean?
A society girl?
And you're going out with her, huh? And you were going to the movies. Come on, come on.
Golly, Sergeant, I don't know.
What's the matter?
Well, I ain't never been out with a society girl before. Richest girl I was ever out with was Elsie Tippett. Her daddy made false teeth over in Mount Pilot.
Stop worrying. It'll be fine. Come on, get dressed.
Well, at least with Elsie Tippett, there were lots of things we could talk about. Gum conditions and loose dentures. I wouldn't know how to act in front of a society girl.
Look, will you stop making a big thing out of this? It's just one evening. Now, come on, move it.
I don't know, Sergeant. I feel out of place. I'm just a fella who used to work in a filling station back home.
Pyle.
I mean, I know about filling up tanks with gas and adding a quart of oil and fixing flat tires. But what I know about society, what do we talk about?
Who says you have to talk? Just sit. Now, look, come on. I want to see my girl tonight.
Just sit. Well, I don't know, Sergeant.
Pyle, will you move it?
Well, why did you have to tell him I was a society girl?
Well, honey, it never hurts to have a little build-up. Makes you more desirable, you know what I mean? And anyway, this boy you're meeting is from one of them rich Southern families.
I just don't like lying. If your father's a construction worker, you're not exactly in society.
Well, okay, but for tonight, just let it be more glamorous. It won't hurt. Now, stop being so nervous, will you? I want you to have a nice time.
Golly, Sergeant, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or not.
Pyle, are you starting up again? What's with you? You never been out with a girl before?
Well, not with a society girl. I just know I'm going to feel out of place. What I know about society...
Pyle, will you knock it off? Now, you've been whining and complaining ever since I brought up this date. I'm warning you, if you don't quit, I'm... Hiya, baby.
Hi.
Hey, I just got 4 words to say. Va-va-va-voom.
You're all class, Vince.
Bunny, I'd like you to meet my friend, Gomer Pyle.
Hey, Miss Bunny.
Hi, come on in. Well, this is my friend Eileen Carson. Eileen, this is Vince Carter and Gomer Pyle.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, Miss Eileen.
Well, let's all sit down, shall we? Right over this way, Gomer. Oh, that is your name, isn't it, Gomer? I got it right, didn't I?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, good. Well, now, there. That's better.
Well, now that we all know each other, how about you and me going out for a little stroll, huh, babe?
Well, what's the matter with you? You just walked in through the door. Can't we just take a minute and talk?
Talk?
Yeah, talk.
Oh. Carson, was that your name?
Yes, Eileen Carson.
Bunny tells me that you come from a very prominent family.
Well, actually...
That's right. Her father's very big in the building business.
Is that a fact?
Well,
Yeah, you know that Kirby building, that 16-story job over on 5th and Main? Well, her father had a lot to do with the building of that, didn't he, Eileen?
well,
You're from the South, Gomer, are you?
Yes, ma'am, that's right. I'm from the South.
Well, what business is your family in?
My family? Well...
Oil. That's the business Gomer was in back home. Oil.
Really? Oil?
Yes, ma'am, that and gas.
Gas?
Naturally. Oil and gas go together. Gas comes from oil.
Oh, yeah. Well, that must be a fascinating business.
Well, he worked the pumps himself.
You did?
Yes, ma'am. Next to working the pumps, my biggest pleasure was checking the dipsticks.
Dipsticks?
Yeah, that shows the oil level. It's technical. Honey, there's more to this oil game than you and I'll ever know. But it's a wonderful business, though, and it's still there waiting for him if he ever wants to go back. Well, now that we really know all about each other, how about you and me going out?
You relax, Vince. I haven't even asked him if they wanted anything. Well, how about you, Gomer? Would you like something?
I'll have a lemonade if you please.
Well, all righty, lemonade. How about you, Eileen?
Me too.
Well, fine. Coming right up. Oh, excuse me.
I'll give you a hand. Baby, I thought that maybe you and me could...
Oil, huh? So he's an oil. And he's a very nice fella, too.
Well, would I bring anyone who wasn't, huh?
Yeah.
Look, baby, after we finish our drink, how about you and me going for a little walk? I'm dying to be alone with you.
But don't be silly. I can't leave Eileen alone.
Well, she's not alone. She's with Gomer.
Well, it's not polite. This is a double date, and we should stick together.
Well, what for? I did like you asked me. I got a friend for your friend. Let her have her own fun. Oh, baby, we got lots to talk about.
Vincent, will you please? I gotta fix the drinks.
But, baby...
Open this.
Sure nice place, Miss Bunny Hess here.
Yes, it is.
And she seems like a real fine person, too.
Oh, she is. Your friend seems very nice also.
Sergeant Carter? Oh, yeah, he's a real wonderful human being. Miss Bunny sure seems nice.
Oh, she is.
It's a real nice place she's got here, too.
Yes, it is.
Here we are, kids. Lemonade. There you are, Gomer. Eileen?
Looks real refreshing. Thank you kindly, ma'am.
Hey, it's such a beautiful night. How about you and me sitting outside, huh, sugar?
Well, Vince, we
Come
can't
on.
just...
It'll be nice.
Gomer and Eileen don't want us just to run off.
I know what. Let's all go out on the porch and say it.
No. I mean, I'm sure you and Eileen have a lot to talk about. Come on, honey.
Sure's a nice place Miss Bunny Hess here.
Well, I don't like walking out on her that way. It isn't nice.
Oh, believe me, she'll be fine. Stop worrying about them and concentrate on us. Honey, it's been a full month since I've seen you, and I've had you on my mind.
Excuse me, Sergeant. Miss Bunny, how do you turn on the television? It don't seem to come on.
You have to turn on the wall switch.
Oh, thank you. The wall switch. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Let's see, where were we? I remember.
They're not having a good time.
Huh?
If they were having a good time, they wouldn't have turned on the television. This means they have nothing to talk about. Eileen's not having a good time.
Will you stop being so nervous? What's the matter with you?
Well, I feel responsible for her. She's my guest, and I want her to have a good time.
Well, she'll have a good time. Look, turning on the TV set's a good icebreaker. They'll see some show they like, and they'll begin to talk about it. Believe me.
Excuse me, Sergeant. Guess what? There's a John Wayne movie on. Don't you want to come in and watch?
No.
I thought you'd be interested since it's all about the Marines, and I just thought that you...
Pyle?
I'm sure you'd be interested about the Marine Corps.
You see, they found a movie on TV they like, and they're happy. Everybody's happy.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Right now, this minute?
Well, I'm hungry, and I bet Eileen is too. Well, you know what we had for lunch today? A salad. Just a salad.
Okay. Why don't you whip up some knockwurst and beans like you did the last time I was here?
What?
That won't take...
I thought we were going out.
Out?
Out to a restaurant. I know they'll want to go someplace nice. Let's take him to the Starbright Roof.
The Starbright Roof?
Well, yeah, Gomer and Eileen are used to the best. We can't just take him to a hash house. The Starbright Roof. Come on, let's go tell him. Oh, come on, honey. Vince and I have got a great idea. We're going to go to dinner tonight at the Starbright Roof at the Drake Hotel. Come on, let's get our things.
The Starbright Roof? That's the most expensive place in town.
I know.
Well, how did an idea like that ever come up anyway?
Don't ask me. All I know is I wanted to go out with my girl tonight, alone. Just the two of us for a nice, quiet evening. And it's turning into a nightmare. Right now, I wish I was on that beach with John Wayne. Hey, Mac, is it going to take much longer?
I can't say, monsieur. If you had had a reservation...
Yeah, I know.
Well, why is it taking so long?
Well, what do you expect? We don't have a reservation. Look, what about that knockwurst? Why can't you...
Slip him something.
Huh?
Slip him something. That's what you're supposed to do in these kind of places. Now, go on.
What you gonna do?
I'm gonna slip that joker a $5 to get us a table. The girls are getting restless, and so am I.
You mean spend $5 just to sit down?
Fella.
Monsieur?
We'd really appreciate it if you could find us something.
Nothing happened. Not a thing happened. He just...
You pipe down. Look, Charlie, if you think I gave you that fen just for that...
We are in luck. A table just became available.
I figured it would. All right, come on. You wanted a table?
Some nice business that feller's got. $5 just for shaking hands.
Kyle, will you pipe down? And if you get up to dance, for Pete's sake, don't dance country. Remember, that's a society girl you're with.
Boy, did you see that view, Eileen? Is that something?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Would you care for cocktails before dinner?
Well, I'd like to have...
Look, as a matter of fact, we're all very hungry and we don't have a lot of time, so could we see the menu?
Very well, monsieur.
What do you mean we don't have a lot of time? What's the rush?
Well, we don't want to spend the whole evening in a restaurant, do we? I mean, we do want a little time to visit, don't we?
Oh, relax. First, we're going to eat. Oh, Eileen, isn't this a nice place?
Oh, yes, very.
You know, Eileen goes to these kinds of places all the time.
How much do you generally have to pay to sit down?
Well, what he means is...
Oh,
Monsieur.
Thanks.
May I suggest some pâté de foie gras to start off with? Or perhaps some of our cheese tidbits au beurre noir? Or caviar?
Oh, gee,
Look, why don't we skip all that beginning stuff and dive right into the main course, huh?
Good idea. All them appetizers and things can bloat you.
Then may I suggest the filet de boeuf à la Girondine? It's excellent tonight.
Good. That buffala, whatever you said, all around.
I was just checking the menu for the prices. Golly.
Yeah, well, it's a very good restaurant.
And it costs us $5 just to sit. Did you know that? It cost us $5 just to sit down.
This is your big oil man?
Well, you know what they say. The bigger they are, the cheaper they are. Now you know how he hangs on to it. Look, why don't we get out of here? We ain't had a minute alone, you and me.
We're alone.
Alone? This is alone?
I'm having fun. I'm enjoying myself.
Besides, I don't think Eileen's enjoying herself. She looks bored.
Huh?
You see? She looks bored. Come on, let's blow.
Well, maybe you're right.
Yeah, we can go home and you and me can have that minute alone together. Come on. Come on, we're going.
We are?
Yeah. Here, you drive.
Me? You mean you want me to drive your car? But, Sergeant...
Drive.
Well, aren't we getting out?
Bunny, listen, let's stay out here in the car and let them go on in.
Well, Vince, we can't do that.
A minute. Can I have a minute alone with you?
Are you coming out, Sergeant?
No, close the door. Pyle, listen. Bunny and I are gonna stay out here in the car for a while. Why don't you and Eileen go on in the house and make yourselves at home?
Well, heck's sake, we'll sit out here with you if you like.
No, in the house.
Okay, Sergeant.
Vince, we really should go in with them.
Why? Why can't I have a minute alone with you? A minute alone. Just you and me alone. Just you and me together alone.
Okay, we're alone.
Good.
Can't find nothing on the television.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't really want to watch anyway. I'm sorry I haven't been more fun tonight.
Well, I hadn't been much fun myself. I guess I just ain't used to a girl like you.
Girl like me?
You know, being in society and all. I'll tell you the honest truth. I never have been out with a society girl before.
Really? I think a man like you went out with a lot of society girls.
Oh, no, you don't get a chance to meet many society girls working in the filling station the way I did. And since I've been in the Marine Corps, well, I just had...
Filling station?
Back home where I worked.
You worked in a filling station?
That's right.
Is that what you meant by working the pumps?
Well, yeah, what'd you think I meant?
Well, I thought you were an oil millionaire.
An oil millionaire? That's a good one. Where'd you ever get an idea like that?
Well, you know, when we first met and Bunny was saying, Gomer, I'm not a society girl.
You ain't?
No, Bunny just made that up.
Why would she do a thing like that?
Thought it'd make a better impression. Oh, isn't this embarrassing?
It sure is. Hey, you know what? I bet Sergeant Carter let you all think I was a big oil man just to make an impression, too.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Gomer, I'm so glad neither of us has any money.
Yeah, ain't we lucky? Come on. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on you, Sergeant Carter, for trying to make out I was a big oil man. And shame on you, Miss Bunny, for trying to make out Eileen was a society girl.
Wait a minute. You mean you're not?
And you're not? Bunny, you lied to me.
I lied. Well, you started at first with that fancy story about that rich Southern family. I lied.
Well, that stuff about her and the society, that was pretty good too, kid.
Well, if you hadn't lied about him, I wouldn't have lied about her.
Well, what's that got to do with
well,
it?
Plenty, Big Mouth.
Who are you calling Big Mouth?
Sergeant! I can tell you and Miss Bunny would rather be alone, so we just leave you alone.
The Zenith Heights Meltdown, Chapter 1. The scent of charred Italian leather. The sun didn't just rise over the city of Neo Veridia. It made a grand golden entrance, bouncing off the glass spires of the Zenith Heights district. In penthouse 42B, the air conditioning was humming a low, expensive tune, but the atmosphere inside was anything but cool. Sloane Sterling stood by the floor-to-ceiling windows, her arms crossed over a silk robe that cost more than a mid-sized sedan. Below, in the driveway of the ultra-sleek complex, sat the blackened, skeletal remains of what used to be a custom-painted Ferrari. It was her husband's pride and joy. It was now a $300 briquette. Inside the kitchen, their teenage son, Leo, was poking at a bowl of organic quinoa flakes. He looked up as his father, Dante Sterling, the city's most famous sports broadcaster, stumbled into the room, looking like he'd gone 12 rounds with a disgruntled grizzly bear. "You shouldn't have been listening, Leo," Dante muttered, rubbing his eyes. "I wasn't listening, Dad," Leo replied, his voice dripping with the sarcasm only a 15-year-old with a 140 IQ could manage. "But when Mom starts hitting the high notes of a Wagnerian opera at 2 a.m., I figured either you two were making up or she was finally finishing the job and setting your shoe collection on fire." Dante groaned, reaching for the espresso machine. "It's complicated, Leo." "Is it?" Leo asked, leaning back. "Usually, when you two argue, you come down singing those smooth Barry White tracks. You know, the deep voice, I love you, baby stuff. But this morning, you look like you slept on a pile of Legos. Where's Mom?" "She's composing herself," Dante said cautiously. "Composer?" "More like an arsonist," Leo muttered. "Did she apologize for the car?" Before Dante could answer, Sloane swept into the room. She didn't walk. She glided with the terrifying grace of a panther who had just discovered the jungle was out of gazelles. "How was your night, Dante?" she asked, her voice a saccharine sweet blade. "It was quiet," Dante lied. "Quiet? That's funny. My internal monologue was screaming," Sloane said, pouring herself a cup of black coffee. She looked at Leo. "Finish your breakfast, Leo. You have a robotics exam." "Yeah, I'm going," Leo said, grabbing his backpack. He stopped at the door, looking back at his father. "By the way, Dad, if you see a woman named Sable Thorne lurking around, maybe don't mention the car. It's a bit of a trigger for her." Sloane's eyes flashed. Leo, out. Once the door clicked shut, the silence in the penthouse was heavy enough to require its own zip code. "Sable Thorne," Sloane whispered. "The name just sounds like someone who steals husbands and ruins credit scores." "Sloane, for the 100th time," Dante sighed. "I don't know her. I haven't seen her. The rumors are garbage. Then why did your ex-business partner's cousin's hairdresser see you at the Sapphire Lounge with a woman who matches her description?" "Because that was my accountant, Sloane. He's a 60-year-old man with a hairpiece that looks like a dying squirrel." Sloane paced the kitchen. "I've decided to trust you, Dante. I really have. In fact, I'm going to let it go. Completely. I believe you didn't sleep with this Sable person." Dante felt a surge of relief so strong he nearly wept. "Really? You mean it?" "Yes," Sloane said, stepping close and smoothing his collar. "I love you. You're the best. But verify, Dante. Trust, but verify. I'm headed to the boutique expansion site. Try not to burn anything else today." As she walked out, Dante collapsed into a chair. Chapter 2. The Concrete Ghost of 14 Years Ago. The Sterling boutique was undergoing a massive expansion. Sloane had hired the best contractors in Neo Veridia to turn the adjacent space into a sensory fashion experience. Her best friend and business partner, Lyra, was already there, looking over blueprints. With them was Jade, their head stylist, a woman whose personality was so loud it could be heard in neighboring dimensions. "Sloane, honey," Jade said, filing a neon pink nail. "You look like you've been through the ringer. Did the exorcist finally arrive?" "I'm fine, Jade," Sloane snapped. "The expansion is on schedule. Where is the head contractor?" "Right here." A deep, melodic voice rumbled from behind a stack of drywall. A man stepped out. He was tall, built like a Greek god who spent his weekends doing CrossFit and wearing a tool belt that looked suspiciously stylish. Sloane froze. Her coffee cup trembled. "Jackson?" she whispered. The contractor smiled, a slow, knowing grin. "Sloane, it's been a long time. 14 years, if I'm counting correctly." Lyra looked between them, her eyebrows hitting her hairline. "Wait, you two know each other?" We were in college together," Sloane said, her voice sounding like it was coming from a very deep well. "More than just college, wasn't it?" Jackson said, leaning against a pillar. One night, in the library, during finals week. A very memorable night. Jade let out a low whistle. Oh, this is delicious. The Queen of Fidelity has a skeleton in her walk-in closet, and he's wearing a tool belt? It was a mistake, Sloane hissed. I was young. I was stressed. I was very drunk. And yet, Jackson said, his eyes twinkling, you don't remember me? I find that hard to believe. I haven't forgotten a single detail. I have a husband, Jackson. A very successful, very athletic husband, Sloane said, trying to regain her dignity. We are here for a professional renovation. Keep it that way. Understood, Jackson said, tipping an imaginary hat. But I'll be here every day, making sure the load-bearing walls are handled with care. Sloane grabbed Lyra and dragged her into the back office. Lyra, I'm in trouble, Sloane gasped. Leo is 15. That mistake with Jackson happened 14.5 years ago. Lyra's eyes went wide. Sloane, you don't think... I don't know. I don't want to know. But Dante loves Leo. Leo is his mini-me. Except Leo is a genius. And Dante thinks the earth might be flat if he looks at the horizon long enough. We need a DNA test, Lyra whispered. Discreetly. How? Sloane wailed. I can't just ask my husband for a swab because I might have had a library tryst with a guy who now builds boutiques. Leave it to me, Jade said, popping her head into the office. I have a friend who works at a lab, and I have a very large purse for smuggling samples. Chapter 3. The Poodle and the Playbook. Across town, at the Neo Veridia Sports Network, NVSN, Dante was preparing for his midday broadcast. His desk was shared with his co-anchor, Alaric Vance. Alaric was a polished, refined man who was currently dating Dante's ex-wife, Kiki Fontaine. The tension was palpable, mostly because Kiki was sitting in the corner of the studio, holding a miniature poodle named Fifi and directing the lighting crew. Kiki, why are you here? Dante asked, adjusted his microphone. This is a closed set. Oh, Dante, don't be so provincial, Kiki chirped, her voice like wind chimes in a hurricane. Alaric is redecorating the studio. This place is dying for some female energy. It smells like old sneakers and desperation. It smells like sports, Kiki, Dante shouted. I've ordered red silk drapes, Kiki continued, ignoring him. Alaric looked at Dante sheepishly. She has a vision, Dante. Just go with it. She's a demon with a poodle, Alaric. Suddenly, the studio's assistant, a nervous young man named Todd, ran in. Mr. Sterling, a courier just dropped this off. It's marked urgent and confidential from a Sablethorn. The studio went silent. Dante's heart did a backflip. Give me that, Alaric said, reaching for it. No. Dante snatched it. He tore the envelope open and read quickly. Dear Dante, I am so sorry for the chaos. Your wife came to my house this morning. She was formidable. I told her the truth. I told her we never met, that I don't have a child, and that I was paid by a rival network to start a rumor to ruin your reputation. I'm leaving the city. Please don't sue me. Dante let out the breath he felt he'd been holding since 2008. She knows. Sloane went to her house. She knows I was telling the truth. Wait, Alaric said, peering at the letter. So, your wife didn't trust you? She went behind your back to investigate a fake mistress? Yeah, Dante said, his relief slowly turning into a slow boil of irritation. She looked me in the eye this morning and said she trusted me, and then she went to play private eye. That's cold, Todd added from the sidelines. If my girl did that, I'd be paperless. I'm doing the whole green thing, but I'd still print out a breakup text. I'm going to teach her a lesson, Dante said, a devious glint appearing in his eyes. Alaric, I need your help. And Kiki. Actually, Kiki, you might be perfect for this. Oh? Kiki asked, Fifi barking in agreement. Does it involve drama? Because I've been told I'm a masterpiece of theater. Chapter 4. The Fake Confession. That evening, Sloane returned to the penthouse, feeling a crushing weight of guilt. She had seen Sablethorn. She had seen the truth. Dante was innocent. And she had burned his car and his clothes based on a lie. She walked into the living room to find the lights dimmed. Dante was sitting on the sofa, a single spotlight hitting him. He looked devastated. "Dante, honey," Sloane whispered. "I know," Dante said, his voice cracking. She told me you didn't trust me. I just had to be sure. I love you so much." "It's okay, Sloane," Dante said, standing up. "Because your lack of trust makes what I have to tell you much easier." Sloane froze. "What?" "I lied," Dante said, looking her in the eye. "I did sleep with her. And that's my baby. The DNA test came back today. I've already arranged for her to move into the guest house. We need to figure out how to co-parent." Sloane's world tilted. "You, what? And I told her to lie to you this morning," Dante continued, suppressing a grin. "I told her to say she didn't know me, just to throw you off the scent." The guilt in Sloane's heart evaporated, replaced by a white-hot supernova of rage. "Have you lost your damn mind?" she screamed, lunging for a decorative marble vase. "I knew it. I knew you were a filthy lying." Dante dodged the vase, just as Kiki and Alaric jumped out from behind the curtains, laughing hysterically. "Gotcha!" Dante yelled. "It was a prank, Sloane. I got the letter. The Chronicles of Chaos, in Sun-Kissed Heights, a novel of love, lies, and laughter, by Gemini, professional novelist. Chapter 1. The Sonic Resonance of the Master Suite. The morning sun over Sun-Kissed Heights didn't just rise. It announced itself with the aggressive cheerfulness of a morning talk show host. In the sleek, minimalist kitchen of the Thorne estate, young Leo, a 13-year-old, with the wisdom of an ancient sage and the appetite of a hungry wolf, was meticulously constructing a skyscraper of pancakes. His father, Xavier X. Thorne, the city's most charismatic sports broadcaster, descended the stairs with a gait that suggested he had either just won the lottery or escaped a high-speed chase. He looked exhausted. "Don't do it, Pops," Leo said, not looking up from his syrup. "I didn't want to hear it, but I kinda wanted to hear it. But mostly, I shouldn't have been listening." Xavier froze, his hand inches from the coffee pot. "The walls, Dad. The walls in this house are thinner than the plot of a low-budget horror movie," Leo sighed. "I was trying to study, but I knew if I heard it, y'all were gonna come down here smiling and happy, singing those old Barry White songs. Or should I say, Larry White?" Xavier squinted. "Who on earth is Larry White?" You know, Leo imitated a bass-heavy, gravelly voice, the old fat dude with the deep voice. "I love you, baby. I need you, baby. Baby. It's Barry White, Leo." And for the record, I was not singing. I was discussing. "Discussing with rhythm?" Leo smirked. "Uh-oh, you ain't smiling today. That means the discussion didn't end with a Barry White encore. Is Mom still upstairs? Slept late? That's usually a good sign. Or a sign that she's currently planning where to bury the body." Xavier rubbed his temples. His wife, Roxanne, a woman whose temper was legendary and whose heart was equally vast, was indeed still upstairs. Their marriage was a high-speed roller coaster that frequently went off the tracks but always managed to land back on the rails with a spectacular spark. "Look, son," Xavier began, trying to reclaim his paternal dignity. "Your mother and I were just reconciling. At least we're in the same room, but it's a no on the makeup front." "I told you," Leo said, pointing a fork at him. "When that Teddy Pendergrass, Xavier corrected, him too. When that music starts, I know the drill. You come downstairs giggling like a schoolgirl, and Mama comes right behind you, and together y'all just a hing. But today, silence. The bus is here. I'm out. Don't burn the house down while I'm at school." Leo vanished, leaving Xavier alone with the silence of a house that was about to experience a Category 5 storm named Roxanne. Chapter 2. The Scorched Earth Policy. Roxanne Thorne didn't enter a room. She conquered it. She appeared at the top of the stairs, looking radiant despite the storm clouds in her eyes. "Good morning, Marcus, Xavier. She corrected herself, her voice like silk over sandpaper. Good morning, babe. I've been thinking all night long, Xavier said, trying a charm offensive. That explains all the smoke I smelled coming from your ears, Roxanne snapped. She walked to the counter, her eyes landing on a letter that had arrived the day before. The letter was from Serafina Thorne, a name that had recently become the bane of their existence. Serafina claimed to have a child with Xavier, a claim that had led to Roxanne incinerating Xavier's favorite Italian suits and his vintage Mercedes. Babe, I've decided to trust you, Roxanne said suddenly, her voice softening. I believe you did not sleep with that woman. I'm letting it go. Xavier nearly wept with relief. You serious? Do you know how long I've been waiting to hear that? Thank you. If I didn't have to go to work, I'd take you upstairs and show you my appreciation 3 times over. Oh, that's how we made Leo, Roxanne laughed, kissing him. I'll see you tonight. I love you. Xavier left the house feeling like a king. But the moment the door clicked shut, Roxanne's face shifted. She turned to her best friend, Jade, who was waiting in the foyer. Trust, but verify, Roxanne whispered. I need Serafina's address. We're going to verify the hell out of this. Chapter 3, The Contractor and the Cold Case. Meanwhile, at Roxanne's high-end hair salon, L'Elegance, the air was thick with the scent of hairspray and gossip. Roxanne's sister, Clarissa, was overseeing the new expansion. The bid was a bit high, Clarissa was saying to a tall, muscular man in tool belt, but my sister wants the best. The man was Malachi, a contractor who looked more like a Greek god than a carpenter. When Roxanne walked in, she froze. Her eyes met Malachi's, and for a second, the world stopped spinning. You can start working right now, baby, Jade whispered, eyeing Malachi like a snack. Shut up, Jade, Roxanne hissed. She refused to look at Malachi. Clarissa, is he going to be here every day? Unfortunately, yes, Clarissa said. Malachi stepped forward. Roxanne, are you really not going to talk to me? It was 14 years ago. That one night stand in college. I can't believe you don't even remember me. Roxanne's jaw dropped. I am a happily married woman, Malachi. Keep it professional. Do the job, get paid, and stay out of my sight. Later, in the break room, Jade cornered Roxanne. Girl, how do you not remember a man like that? He's like a tall glass of water in a desert. I remember, Roxanne confessed, her voice a low tremor. I remember everything. But that was a wild time. And the math? Jade, the math is making me nervous. What math? Leo is 13, Roxanne whispered. Malachi was 14 years ago. Jade's eyes widened to the size of dinner plates. Oh, Lord, we need a priest, an exorcist, and a DNA kit. Stat, Chapter 4, Peaches and the Gateway Drug. While Roxanne was spiraling about paternity math, Xavier was at the television studio trying to navigate the drama of his business partner, Dominic Vane. Dominic was dating Vanessa, Xavier's ex-fiancée, a situation that was about as comfortable as wearing a suit made of cactus needles. Dominic, she's my ex, and you're just flaunting her in my face, Xavier complained. Man, let it go, Dominic said. We're in love. In fact, I'm thinking of proposing. Xavier's intern, Barney, a man whose only job was to stay out of the way and who failed at it miserably, burst in. No mail, but this letter just got dropped off for you, boss. From Serafina Thorne. Xavier read the letter. It was a full confession. Serafina admitted she had been paid to lie. She didn't have a kid. She didn't even know Xavier. Xavier was elated, then furious. Roxanne had burned his car for a lie. He headed home to make a point. At the Thorne estate, things were getting weirder. Mama Pearl, the family's beloved but sharp-tongued housekeeper, was acting strangely. She was sitting in the kitchen, staring at the wall, giggling. Roxanne found a hand-rolled cigarette in the hallway. Leo, she gasped. My baby is doing drugs? Is there crack in our family foundation? Xavier arrived home to find Roxanne in a state of clinical hysteria. She had bought every book in the library on drug addiction. Our son is going to be a crackhead, Xavier. He's going to lose his teeth and live on the street. They'll call him Peaches. Peaches? Xavier asked, baffled. Like my Uncle Harold. He did drugs and they called him Peaches. Oh, my poor Leo. Leo walked in. Yo, Pops, what's cracking? I'm flying high today, Roxanne screamed. He's high. He's Peaches. I got an A on my test. Mom, what are you talking about? Leo looked at the joint in Xavier's hand. Wait, is that a joint? Are y'all smoking the icky sticky? We found this in the hall, Leo. Don't lie to me, Roxanne yelled. That's not mine, Leo shouted. I'm a kid. I go to a private school. I know what weed smells like, but I don't smoke it. The door creaked open. Mama Pearl walked in, smelling like a reggae festival. It's mine, she said simply. Silence descended on the room. Mama Pearl? Roxanne whispered. You're a drug lord? I have cancer, the old woman said, her voice soft but steady. The anger vanished instantly. Roxanne and Xavier pulled the old woman into a hug. Oh, Mama Pearl, Roxanne cried. We're so sorry. We love you. I love y'all too, Pearl said, patting Roxanne's hand. But if you ever call me Peaches again, I'm quitting. Chapter 5. The dinner party from hell. To clear the air and help her friend Jade find love, Roxanne decided to host a matchmaking dinner. She invited two of Xavier's most eligible friends, Sterling Silver, a pompous sports anchor, and Julian, a man who claimed to be a high-stakes investor but mostly invested in his own reflection. The guest of honor was Jade, who arrived looking fierce and ready to mingle. But the dinner was a disaster from the first course. Sterling spent the entire evening talking about his poodle's grooming schedule. Julian spent it checking his hairline in the back of a spoon. So, Jade, Sterling said, eyeing her plate, you really like that fried chicken, don't you? A woman of substance. Jade's fork stopped midair. Excuse me? He means you're fat, piped up Vanessa, who had crushed the dinner with Dominic. Roxanne stood up. Vanessa, if you don't shut your mouth, I will use this gumbo to give you a facial you'll never forget. The dinner devolved into a shouting match. Sterling and Julian retreated to the kitchen, where they began mocking Jade's weight, unaware that the intercom was on. Jade heard everything. She walked into the kitchen, her eyes burning with a fire that would have intimidated a dragon. Let me tell you bitch-ass fools something, Jade said, her voice low and dangerous. I love every inch of what God made here. I hold my man down. If things go wrong, I handle it. You'll be lucky to ever touch a woman like me. Now, give me my to-go plate. I'm leaving. As Jade stormed out, Roxanne turned to Xavier. Your friends are trash. Absolute trash. I know, Xavier sighed. I'll choke Sterling later. Choke him now, Roxanne suggested. Chapter 6. The Fabulous Deception. The final thread of chaos began when Julian, a handsome friend from Roxanne's college days, came to town. To avoid Xavier's jealous streaks, Roxanne had told him for years that Julian was gay. He's my gay husband, Roxanne chirped as Julian hugged her. Xavier watched them with a suspicious eye. To prove Julian's orientation, Xavier decided to set him up with Frank, the 6'8" security guard from the studio who had recently come out. Julian, I have a surprise for you, Xavier announced at dinner. Meet Big Frank. He loves to cuddle and spoon. He just got out of prison for attempted murder of his last lover, but don't worry, he's a sweetheart now. Julian turned pale. Xavier, man, I'm not gay, Roxanne gasped, faking shock. What? Julian, you lied to me for 15 years? Stop it, Roxanne, Xavier said, crossing his arms. I know you told me he was gay, so you could hang out with him. And Julian, you wanted her in college, didn't you? Okay, fine, Julian shouted. I wanted her, but we've been just friends for a decade. Men and women can be friends without being intimate. We've been proving that for years, Roxanne added defiantly. Xavier sighed. I know. But from now on, no more gay husband lies. If you want to hang out with a guy, just tell me. I might be jealous, but I'd rather have the truth than Big Frank waiting in the wings. Chapter 7. The Altar of Indecision. The climax of the season reached its peak at the local courthouse. Dominique and Vanessa were there to elope, much to Xavier's chagrin. "I'm marrying her, Marcus. Deal with it," Dominic shouted. Meanwhile, Sterling was trying to propose to Clarissa. He got down on one knee, but his joints popped so loudly it sounded like gunfire. "Clarissa, I've been thinking too, Sterling," Clarissa interrupted, her face pale. "I'm not ready. I love the freedom of not being married. I don't want to be an old ball and chain." "But we live together," Sterling cried. "We do everything married people do." "Then why change it?" Clarissa shouted. In the middle of the courthouse, as Vanessa and Dominic were being declared husband and wife, Sterling turned to the crowd. "Is it just me, or is everyone in this city insane?" Roxanne leaned against Xavier, watching the chaos unfold. "Welcome to Sun-Kissed Heights, baby. It's not a neighborhood, it's a symptom." Xavier laughed, pulling her close. "Larry White," Leo corrected, walking past them with a grin. The end, for now. The Architecture of Chaos. A novel of modern matrimony and miscellaneous mayhem. Chapter 1. The Barry White Protocol. The walls of the Sterling household were not merely thin. They were practically theoretical. 14-year-old Leo sat at the breakfast table, poking at a stack of cold pancakes, his ears tuned to the frequency of the second floor. His father, Xavier, a man who possessed the baritone of a jazz singer and the patience of a saint, usually was descending the stairs. "See, I didn't want to hear it, but I kinda wanted to hear it," Leo muttered to himself. His grandmother, the sharp-tongued Mrs. Higgins, slapped a bottle of syrup onto the table. "You shouldn't have been listening, boy. Privacy is a dying art in this house." "I was trying not to," Leo protested. "But I know if I hear the music, they're gonna come down smiling and happy, singing those old Larry White songs." Mrs. Higgins paused, her spatula midair. "You know," Leo said, deepening his voice to a comical rumble, "that big dude with the deep voice. I love you, baby. I need you, baby. Baby, it's Barry White, you uncultured child," Mrs. Higgins corrected with a sigh. "And if your father starts talking that low, you're gonna end up with another sibling you'll have to share your Xbox with." Xavier entered the kitchen, looking less like a man who had been singing Barry White and more like a man who had spent the night sleeping on a very expensive, very uncomfortable velvet armchair. "Morning, Dad," Leo said, eyeing him. "How was your night? You ready for the big history test today?" "Good." "Sure," Xavier grunted, searching for the coffee. "Where's your mother?" "Sleeping in," Mrs. Higgins chirped. "That's a good sign, isn't it? Means you two finally made peace." Xavier sighed. "At least we're in the same zip code." "But no, Mom didn't make up last night." Leo leaned in, his voice a conspiratorial whisper. "Look, Dad, I told you these walls were thin. When that Terry Pendergrass starts playing, I know what's happening." "It's Teddy Pendergrass," Xavier snapped, though he couldn't help but smirk. "And we were just talking, Leo. Just talking." "Yeah, talking," Leo mimicked. "And then you come down giggling, and Mom comes down behind you all. He. And then the bus gets here, and I have to go to school, traumatized." The front door swung open, and Beatrice Xavier's wife and the undisputed queen of the Ara Salon stepped into the room. She looked radiant, despite the tension of the previous weeks. "Good morning, Xavier," she said, her voice soft but cautious. "Good morning, babe," Xavier replied, hopeful. Beatrice took a deep breath. "I've been thinking all night long, and I've decided to trust you. I believe you didn't sleep with that woman, Selena. I'm letting it go." Xavier felt a weight lift off his chest that was heavier than the gym equipment he used at the studio. "Babe, are you serious? Do you know how long I've been waiting to hear that?" "Thank you." "Don't thank me yet," she whispered, leaning in. "If I didn't have to go to the salon to oversee the expansion, I'd take you upstairs and show you exactly how much I trust you. But for now, keep that engine idling." Chapter 2. The Ghost of College Past. The Aura Salon was a battlefield of hairspray and high-stakes gossip. Beatrice's best friends, the elegant Penelope and the perpetually loud Tiffany, were already there, watching the construction crew tear down a wall for the new VIP wing. Trust, but verify, Beatrice muttered as she walked into her office. I need that Selena woman's address. I need to look her in the eye. Absolutely horrible, Tiffany shouted over the sound of a power drill. I told her to go with you. You can't just let Xavier off the hook without a background check. Enter Dante. Dante was the contractor. He was tall, muscular, and wore a tool belt like it was a piece of high-fashion jewelry. As he walked toward Beatrice, Penelope's jaw dropped. Beatrice, this is the contractor I told you about, Penelope said, fanning herself. Beatrice looked at Dante. He was staring at her with an intensity that made the room feel 5 degrees hotter. You can start right now, Beatrice said, trying to remain professional. I'd love to start right now, baby, Dante replied, his voice a smooth purr. Beatrice froze. Excuse me? Shut up, Dante, Penelope hissed. Beatrice, ignore him. He's enthusiastic. As Beatrice walked away, Dante turned to Tiffany and Penelope. 14 years since that one-night stand in college. I can't believe she doesn't even remember me. She's a happily married woman, Dante, Tiffany warned, though she was clearly enjoying the drama. Keep it professional. I'll keep it professional, Dante said, watching Beatrice walk away. But I would never forget a woman like that. Never. Chapter 3. The Paternity Panic. A few days later, Tiffany was sitting under a dryer, watching Dante work. She looked at Dante. Then she looked at a photo of Beatrice's son, Leo, on the wall. Then back to Dante. Penelope, Tiffany hissed. Come here. What is it, Tiffany? I'm trying to color match these extensions. Look at Dante's jawline, Tiffany pointed. Now look at Leo's jawline. Penelope squinted. They both have jawlines. So what? No, look at the ears, and the way they both tilt their heads when they're thinking. Penelope, Beatrice was wild in college. She told us that. What if Leo isn't Xavier's son? Penelope gasped. Tiffany, shut your mouth. Xavier would die. Beatrice would die. I would die because I'd have to plan the funeral. I'm telling you, the math is mathing, Tiffany insisted. We have to know, for Beatrice's sake. Beatrice walked in, looking stressed. The expansion is costing me a fortune. And Xavier is being too nice. It's making me suspicious again. Honey, Tiffany said, sliding out from the dryer. Forget Xavier. We have a bigger problem. It's about the load-bearing situation. The wall? Beatrice asked. No, the DNA, Tiffany blurted out. Beatrice stared at her. What are you talking about? Tiffany laid out her theory with the speed of a professional auctioneer. By the end of it, Beatrice was hyperventilating into a silk cape. You think my son, my Leo, is the contractor's child? Beatrice whispered. He has the same allergy to dust, Tiffany shouted. I saw them both sneeze at the same time today. It was a synchronized sinus event. I have to know, Beatrice said, her eyes wide. I have to be sure. Tiffany reached into her oversized designer handbag and pulled out a Ziploc bag containing 2 medical swabs. I always carry these. You never know when you need to check a paternity or a celebrity's pedigree. Chapter 4. The swab mission. The plan was simple, yet idiotic. Phase 1. Get Dante's DNA. Tiffany volunteer. She walked up to Dante while he was measuring a beam. Hey, Dante, she chirped. You want a piece of gum? It's a new brand. Very chewy. No, thanks, Tiffany. I'm busy. Oh, come on. It's DNA flavor. I mean spearmint. She practically shoved the swab into his mouth under the guise of checking for a cavity. After a brief struggle that involved a lot of coughing, Tiffany emerged victorious with a damp swab. Phase 2. Get Xavier's DNA. Beatrice had to do this while he was sleeping. That night, she crept into their bedroom like a cat burglar. Xavier was snoring, a deep, rhythmic sound that Leo always claimed could be heard from the driveway. She approached him with a swab. Just as she was about to swipe the inside of his cheek, Xavier snorted and turned over. Beatrice, more bacon, he mumbled. Just a second, honey, she whispered, diving back in. Success. She sent the samples to Tiffany's friend at the FBI, who was actually just a lab tech at a local clinic who owed Tiffany a favor after a particularly bad breakup. The wait was agonizing. Beatrice couldn't look at Leo without seeing Dante's nose. She couldn't look at Xavier without feeling like a criminal. Finally, the call came. Beatrice, Tiffany said over the phone. I have news, but you need to sit down and maybe pour a glass of that expensive wine. Beatrice sat. Tell me. Well, Tiffany said, Dante is definitely not the father. Beatrice sobbed with relief. Oh, thank God. My Xavier is the father. Wait, Tiffany interrupted. Dante isn't the father because, well, he can't be anybody's father. Apparently, he had an unfortunate incident in preschool involving a sharp pencil and a very fast game of tag. He's sterile, Beatrice. He's been sterile since 1994. Beatrice blinked. So, all that panicking for nothing? Not exactly, Tiffany said. The lab tech also checked the other swab. You know, the one you got from Xavier? And that wasn't Xavier's DNA, Beatrice. You swabbed the dog. The results came back as 100% golden retriever. Chapter 5. The Green Leaf Incident. While Beatrice was navigating the ruins of her own psyche, Xavier was dealing with a crisis of his own. He was at the television studio, preparing for his sports broadcast, when his business partner, Clarence, a man who wore suits that cost more than Xavier's car, walked in. Xavier, we need to talk about Ebony, Clarence said. Ebony was his girlfriend, a woman who treated the studio like her personal living room. She's here again, isn't she? Xavier sighed. She's redecorating my office, Xavier. She says the room lacks feminine energy. She's ordered 300 yards of red velvet. Xavier. She's ordered 300 yards of red velvet. We're in the red, Clarence. We don't need actual red on the walls. Xavier went home that night, exhausted, only to find the house smelling peculiar. It wasn't the smell of Beatrice's expensive candles or Mrs. Higgins' pot roast. Ale, masu. Wale, ale, ale. It was earthy, pungent. He found a small, hand-rolled cigarette in the hallway outside Leo's room. Oh no, Xavier whispered. Not my boy. He called Beatrice into the kitchen. Babe, look, I found this. In the hall. Beatrice looked at the joint. Her eyes widened. Is that the devil's lettuce? In my house? Leo is doing drugs, Beatrice. He's going to turn into one of those kids on the documentaries. He's going to lose his teeth. He's going to start calling people peaches. Not peaches, Beatrice wailed. I spent $8,000 on his braces. I refused to have a toothless crackhead for a son. They staged an intervention the moment Leo walked through the door. Son, Xavier said, his voice dropping into the Barry White register of extreme disappointment. Is there something you want to tell us? Something about Mary Jane? Leo looked confused. Don't lie to us, Beatrice shouted, holding up the joint. We found your stash. That's not mine, Leo yelled. I don't even know how to roll a burrito, let alone a joint. Just then, Mrs. Higgins walked in, looking pale. She saw the joint in Beatrice's hand and sighed. Give that to me, the old woman said, snatching it away. Mrs. Higgins? Xavier asked. What are you doing? It's mine, she said firmly. The doctor prescribed it. I've been going through chemotherapy, you idiots. I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want the fuss. But the nausea is a beast, and this is the only thing that helps me keep my dignity. The room went silent. The anger evaporated, replaced by a wave of guilt so thick you could have carved it with a knife. Mrs. Higgins. We're so sorry, Beatrice whispered, hugging her. Don't be sorry, Mrs. Higgins said, patting her back. Just be quiet. And someone get me a bag of Funyuns. I have the munchies, and I'm about to watch Wheel of Fortune. Chapter 6. The Dinner Party from Hell. To make amends for the chaos of the previous weeks, Beatrice decided to throw a dinner party. The goal was twofold: celebrate Mrs. Higgins' recovery and find a man for Tiffany so she'd stop obsessing over everyone else's life. Xavier was tasked with bringing his single friends from the gym. I brought Billy and Scotty, Xavier announced as the guests arrived. Billy was a police officer who looked like he could bench press a house. Scotty was a high school football coach with a smile that could melt butter. Tiffany arrived wearing a dress that was 2 sizes too small and enough perfume to be classified as a chemical weapon. "Oh, look at these specimens," Tiffany purred, eyeing Billy. "Are those handcuffs real, or are you just happy to see me?" Billy looked at Scotty. Scotty looked at the floor. The dinner began well enough, until Ebony and Clarence showed up uninvited. "We heard there was a party," Ebony chirped, immediately critiquing the centerpiece. "Beatrice, these lilies are so last season. They scream funeral, not feast." The tension rose as the wine flowed. Penelope was there too, looking nervously at her boyfriend, Arthur. "I think Arthur is going to propose tonight," Penelope whispered to Beatrice in the kitchen. "That's great," Beatrice said. "No, it's terrible. If we get married, the mystery is gone. We'll just be another couple arguing about who forgot to take out the recycling." Back at the table, Tiffany was trying to flirt with Scotty. "So, Scotty," she said, leaning in. "You like meat on the bone, don't you?" Scotty cleared his throat. I prefer a healthy lifestyle, Tiffany." "Oh, I'm healthy. I'm a whole snack and a side of fries." Suddenly, Billy, the cop, stood up to go to the bathroom. He leaned over to Scotty and whispered, thinking the room was louder than it was. "Man, I hope Xavier isn't trying to hook me up with that loud sister. It would take both of us just to carry her home." The table went silent. Tiffany stood up. Her eyes were flashing with a fire that could have leveled a small city. "Let me tell you something, you bitch-ass fools," Tiffany shouted. "I am a child of God. I am a masterpiece. I hold my man down, and I handle my business. You'd be lucky to even breathe the same air as my thighs." She grabbed the rolls from the bread basket, stuffed it in her mouth, and marched out. "I better have a to-go plate in the morning, Beatrice. I'm going to Mary Brown's." Chapter 7. The Proposal Paradox. As the party disintegrated, Arthur took Penelope out to the balcony. The moon was full, the air was crisp, and Arthur looked like he was about to vomit. "Penelope," he said, dropping to one knee. "Don't do it," she screamed. "Arthur, your knees. You have bad cartilage. Stand up." "I'm trying to be romantic," Arthur groaned, clutching his patella. "Penelope, I love you. Will you marry me?" "No," she cried. "But I love you. Let's just keep living in sin." "It's working so well." Arthur stood up, looking utterly defeated. "I don't understand women." Inside, Xavier and Beatrice were cleaning up the wreckage of the dinner. "Well," Xavier said, putting a plate in the dishwasher. "That went well. At least nobody got arrested," Beatrice noted. Xavier turned to her. "Babe, I have to ask. Why did you tell me that Nick, your friend from college, was gay?" Beatrice froze. She hadn't expected that. "How did you find out?" Penelope. "She's a terrible secret keeper when she's had 3 glasses of Chardonnay." Beatrice sighed. "Because I knew how you were back then. You were jealous. You wouldn't let me hang out with any guys. And Nick was just a friend. I didn't want to lose a friend because my boyfriend was a caveman." Xavier walked over and wrapped his arms around her. "I wasn't a caveman. I was a man in love with a woman who had a lot of guy friends who looked like underwear models. He did look good in a suit," Beatrice admitted with a smirk. "But he wasn't me," Xavier said, kissing her forehead. "No," she whispered. "He definitely wasn't you." Epilogue. The cycle continues. A week later, the salon expansion was finally finished. It was beautiful. Red velvet and all. Leo was back to singing Barry White in the shower, much to his parents' chagrin. Mrs. Higgins was officially in remission and had started a small side business selling medicinal brownies to the local bingo club. Clarence and Ebony had eloped in Vegas, much to the horror of their accountants. Tiffany had found a new boyfriend, a professional wrestler named The Mountain, who thought her loudness was charming. As Xavier and Beatrice stood in their newly renovated kitchen, the house was finally quiet. "You know," Xavier said, pouring 2 glasses of wine, "I think we finally figured it out." "Figured what out?" Beatrice asked. "Marriage. It's not about the trust. It's not about the music. It's just about surviving the chaos until the next bus arrives." Beatrice smiled and clinked her glass against his. "I'll drink to that," she said. "But if I hear any Teddy Pendergrass tonight, Xavier, you better be ready, babe." Xavier rumbled in his deepest, smoothest voice. "I was born ready." From the hallway, Leo's voice drifted in. "I can hear you. The walls are still thin." And thus, the Sterling household remained exactly as it was meant to be. Perfectly, hilariously, and loudly imperfect. The Thin Walls of Lumiere Heights, a comedy of errors. Ego, and expensive hair extensions. Chapter 1. The Marvin Gaye morning. In the upscale, gossip-drenched neighborhood of Lumiere Heights, silence was a luxury no one could afford, mostly because the walls in the Valenthorne estate were thinner than a celebrity's apology. Dante Thorne, a 13-year-old with the observational skills of a seasoned private investigator and the sarcasm of a late-night talk show host, sat at the breakfast table poking at a pile of cold pancakes. Above him, the ceiling creaked. It wasn't just a normal creak. It was a rhythmic, soul-infused vibration, accompanied by the muffled, velvety baritone of a legendary R&B singer. Again, Dante sighed, looking at his father, Xavier Thorne, who had just shuffled into the kitchen, looking suspiciously exhausted, but oddly triumphant. "Finish your breakfast, Dante," Xavier said, trying to maintain his cool dad facade while reaching for the coffee pot. "I didn't want to hear it, Pop." "But I kinda had to hear it," Dante said, gesturing vaguely toward the ceiling. "You shouldn't have been listening to the old-school jams at 2 a.m. if you didn't want the neighborhood and your son to know that the War of the Valens was officially over." Xavier froze. A spoonful of sugar mid-air. "It's called romance, Dante. You'll understand when you're older and not obsessed with Minecraft. I understand that when the Marvin Gaye playlist starts, someone's getting a new car or someone's apologizing for burning a new car," Dante retorted. "And since I saw Mom smiling like she just won the lottery when she went to bed, I'm guessing you're officially out of the doghouse." The doghouse was an understatement. For the past week, Xavier had been living in a state of high alert. Sasha Valen, his wife, and the formidable owner of Emerald Soul, the most prestigious salon in the city, had been convinced that Xavier was stepping out with a mysterious woman named Bianca Rossi. The accusation had resulted in Xavier's vintage Italian sports car being reduced to a charred skeleton in the driveway. "Is she coming down?" Xavier asked, ignoring the jab about his burnt Ferrari. "She's sleeping in," Dante said with a smirk. "Which, according to the Guide to Parent Behavior, means you guys had a very productive night. But hey, at least y'all are in the same room again." "Did she actually apologize for the car?" Xavier sighed. "Let's just say we've reached an understanding. Trust is a journey, Dante. A journey that involves a lot of high-tenor singing and very thin drywall." Dante muttered, just as Sasha Valen swept into the room, looking radiant in a silk robe that cost more than Dante's tuition. "Good morning, my loves," Sasha chirped, kissing Dante on the head and giving Xavier a look that could melt lead. "Xavier, darling, I've been thinking all night. That smoke from the driveway finally cleared my head. That's great, babe," Xavier said cautiously. "I've decided to trust you," Sasha announced, pouring herself a glass of green juice. "I believe you didn't sleep with that Rossi woman. I'm letting it go. Totally. Completely." By Xavier let out a breath he felt like he'd been holding since the Bush administration. "Thank you, Sasha. You have no idea how much that means to me." "Of course," Sasha said, her eyes twinkling with a hint of something Xavier should have recognized as impending chaos. "But as they say, trust but verify. I'm going to go see Bianca this afternoon, just for a quick chat." Woman to woman, Xavier's coffee went down the wrong pipe. "Wait," What? You said you trusted me. And I do. Sasha smiled sweetly. As the door slammed behind Dante, Sasha turned to Xavier. Chapter 2. The Expansion and the X-Flame. The Emerald Soul Salon was buzzing. It was the epicenter of Lumiere Heights gossip, a place where secrets were traded like currency and hairspray was used as a weapon of mass destruction. Sasha was currently in the middle of a massive expansion project, turning the salon into a full-blown luxury spa. I told her to go with you, Lola. Sasha's best friend and lead stylist said as she prepped a client. Lola was a woman of grand proportions both in personality and in her choice of leopard print accessories. But no, Sasha has to do everything her way, including hiring a contractor who looks like he stepped off a romance novel cover. Sasha was currently staring at a set of blueprints with Malik, the lead contractor. Malik was tall, muscular, and possessed a smile that made most of the stylists forget how to use a blow dryer. The bid was a bit high, Malik, Sasha said, trying to remain professional while Lola giggled in the background. I give you the best price, Sasha, Malik said, his voice a smooth rumble. I promise the work will be done right. Like I told you, 14 years ago, the salon went silent. Every ear leaned in. Sasha's face turned a shade of crimson that matched her lipstick. Malik, we are here to discuss load-bearing walls, not college mistakes. I would never forget you, Sasha, Malik smirked. Even if you pretend you don't remember that night in the library. I am a happily married woman, Sasha hissed. I respect that, Malik said, raising his hands in a mock surrender. I'll keep it professional. See you on Monday. Boss. As Malik walked out, Lola pounced. 14 years? The library? Sasha Valen, you were a wild child. How does Xavier not know about this? He doesn't need to know, Sasha snapped. It was college. We were young, dumb, and apparently, I had a thing for men who knew how to use a hammer. But right now, I have bigger problems. I'm going to Bianca Rossi's house. Wait, you actually got her address? Lola asked, eyes wide. I have my sources, Sasha said, grabbing her purse. I'm going to put this to bed. Either Xavier is a saint, or I'm going to need a really good lawyer and a lot of gasoline. Chapter 3. The Bianca Rossi Conundrum. The confrontation at Bianca Rossi's apartment didn't go exactly as Sasha had planned. She had expected a femme fatale, a homewrecker in red lace. Instead, she found a woman in a bathrobe holding a crying toddler and a spatula. The truth came out in a rush of tears and apologies. Bianca Rossi wasn't Xavier's mistress. She was a woman who had been paid by an anonymous friend of the family to stir up trouble. She didn't even know Xavier Thorne. She'd never met him. The kid wasn't his. Sasha sat in her car afterward, feeling like the world's biggest idiot. She had burned a Ferrari. A Ferrari. She spent the afternoon in a state of mourning not for the car, but for her own sanity. By the time she got back to the salon, she was a wreck. He was telling the truth, Sasha wailed, collapsing into Lola's chair. I burned his car, Lola, and his Italian leather shoes. I even melted down his gold cufflink into a medallion that says, I hate you. Lola winced. Ouch. That's a lot of repair work, honey. Even for a woman of your talents. I have to tell him, Sasha sobbed. But I told him I trusted him. If I tell him I went to her house, he'll know I didn't trust him. But if I don't tell him, I'm a liar. Well, Lola said, leaning in. There's always the Bill Clinton strategy. What's that? Don't ask, don't tell, and hope he never looks at the bank statement for the new Ferrari. Chapter 4. Nana Flo's medicine. While Sasha was spiraling, Xavier was at the television studio, trying to maintain his composure during a live broadcast. His co-host and business partner, Julian, was currently dating Serafina Xavier's ex-wife. It was a mess, to say the least. You look stressed, X, Julian said during a commercial break. Everything okay with the fire breather? She says she trusts me, Xavier said, rubbing his temples. But I have this feeling, like a spider sense, but for impending divorce. Xavier headed home early, hoping to find some peace. Instead, he found Nana Flo, Sasha's mother and the live-in matriarch, sitting in the kitchen, looking unusually relaxed. Nana Flo was a woman of God, a pillar of the community, and possessed a tongue that could strip paint off a fence. But today, she was humming a Bob Marley tune and eating an entire box of glazed donuts. "Nana, you okay?" Xavier asked. "I'm blessed, Xavier. Just blessed," she giggled. As Xavier walked toward the hallway, he spotted something on the floor outside Dante's room. He picked it up. It was a neatly rolled, unmistakable green cigarette. "Oh no," Xavier whispered. "Not Dante, not my boy." He burst into the kitchen. "Nana, look what I found. Dante is doing drugs. My son is a junkie. He's going to end up like your Uncle Harold, called Peaches, on the street corner, gin, with no teeth." Nana Flo froze. "Xavier, calm down. It's just a little weed." "Just a little weed?" "It's a gateway drug, Nana. Next thing you know, he's selling my remaining shoes for a hit of crack. Or selling." Xavier spent the next 3 hours preparing an intervention. When Dante walked in from school, he was met with a wall of anti-drug posters and a video playing on the TV titled "Drugs are for Jive Turkeys." "Ah, Pop? Why is there a poster of a skull and crossbones on my door?" Dante asked. "We know, son," Sasha cried, having just arrived home. "We found your Mary Jane. How could you do this?" "We paid for your braces. Do you know what heroin does to your dental work?" "I'm not on drugs," Dante yelled. "I don't even like the smell of it. It makes me nauseous." "Then whose is it?" Xavier demanded, holding the joint like it was a leaf grenade. The room went silent. All eyes turned to Nana Flo, who was suddenly very interested in the pattern of the floor tiles. "It's mine," Nana Flo said quietly. The silence that followed was heavy enough to sink a ship. "Nana?" Sasha gasped. "You? But you're the head of the church choir." "I have cancer," Nana Flo said, her voice cracking for the first time in her life. "The chemo. It makes me so sick I can't even stand up. The doctor prescribed it. It's the only thing that helps the nausea." The anger in the room evaporated instantly, replaced by a cold, sharp pain. Sasha flew to her mother's side, sobbing. Xavier dropped the posters. Even Dante looked like he wanted to cry. "Why didn't you tell us, Nana?" Sasha whispered. "Because I didn't want you to make a fuss," Nana Flo said, wiping a tear. "I'm not dead yet, and I'm going to beat this. But until then, I'm going to need a few more donuts." Chapter 5. The Gay Best Friend Caper. A few weeks passed. The salon expansion was nearly finished, and Nana Flo was responding well to treatment and her medicine. However, peace was never a long-term resident in the Thorne household. Enter Sebastian. Sebastian was Sasha's best friend from college, a man who looked like he'd been carved out of mahogany and spent his weekends modeling for luxury watches. He was in town to help Camille, a mutual friend, find a new house. The problem? Xavier was insanely jealous of Sebastian. He always had been. "I'm hanging out with Sebastian tonight," Sasha told Xavier one morning. "We're going dancing, just like old times." Xavier's jaw tightened. "Dancing?" "Xavier, don't be like that," Sasha said. "You know Sebastian. He's one of the girls." "What do you mean?" Sasha leaned in, whispering. "He's gay, Xavier. He's my gay best friend. There is zero threat. We just gossip and talk about shoes." Xavier relaxed. "Oh, well, why didn't you say so? If he's gay, that's fine. Have a great time." Later that day, Xavier was at the gym with his buddies, Dominic and Julian. "So, Sasha's out with that Sebastian guy, huh?" Dominic asked, bench pressing a weight that would crush a small car. "You okay with that? I heard that guy was a legendary player back in the day." "Nah," Xavier said confidently. "He's gay, Sasha told me." Dominic stopped mid-rep. Julian started laughing so hard he almost fell off the treadmill. "Gay?" Julian wheezed. "Sebastian Boland? Man, that guy hit on everything that moved in college. I saw him leave a party with 3 different women once. He's about as gay as a Rambo movie." Xavier's face went pale. She lied to me? Again? It's a classic move, Dominic said, wiping sweat from his brow. The gay best friend cover. It allows them to hang out, without the husband getting all alpha about it. Xavier didn't get alpha. He got strategic. That night, when Sasha and Sebastian returned from their night out, laughing and talking about house music, Xavier was waiting in the living room with a bottle of champagne and a very large, very muscular man named Frank. "Hey, guys," Xavier said, with a predatory grin. "Sasha, Sebastian, I have a surprise. Since Sebastian is such a good friend, and he's, looking for love, I decided to set him up." Sebastian looked confused. "Set me up? Meet Big Frank," Xavier said, gesturing to the man mountain standing next to him. "Frank is the head of security at the studio. He's single, he's gay, and he's looking for a cuddle buddy. I figured you two would be perfect together." Sasha's eyes went wide. "Xavier, what are you doing?" "Just being a good friend," Xavier chirped. "Frank, Sebastian here, loves dancing and house music. He's also very sensitive. Why don't you guys head out for a nightcap? Frank has a great place and a very large collection of bears." Big Frank stepped forward, a massive hand reaching for Sebastian's shoulder. Sebastian backed away, his gay best friend facade crumbling faster than a cheap cookie. Whoa, wait, I'm not gay, I'm straight. I'm very, very straight." Xavier folded his arms. "Oh, really? Sasha, did you hear that?" "I'm shocked, simply shocked." Sasha looked like she wanted to crawl under the rug. "Okay, fine, we lied. I just wanted to hang out with him without you acting like a crazy person. And I just wanted to hang out with her because I've been in love with her since the library incident 14 years ago." Sebastian blurted out. Everyone froze. Xavier looked at Sasha. "The library incident? The one with Malik?" Sasha looked at Sebastian. "You weren't there for the library incident. That was Malik." Sebastian looked confused. "Wait, there were 2 library incidents?" Xavier threw his hands up. Chapter 6. The Proposal from Hell. The climax of the Lumiere Heights drama didn't happen in a library or a burning car. It happened at a dinner party hosted by Dominic and Camille. Dominic, a man who loved structure and avoided conflict, had finally decided to propose to Camille. He had a $60,000 diamond ring hidden in his pocket, and a speech prepared that would make a Hallmark card weep. However, the mood was ruined by Julian and Serafina. "We're getting married," Serafina announced, flashing a ring that was somehow bigger than Camille's. "Right now. We're going to a judge tonight." "Tonight?" Sasha asked. "But what about the wedding? The 5,000 doves? The Clydesdales?" "I don't need doves," Serafina smirked. "I have Julian's bank account. We're doing it now, before he changes his mind." As they rushed out, the room turned to Dominic. "So?" Camille asked, her eyes darting to the bulge in Dominic's pocket. "Are you going to ask me? Or should I just go find the judge too?" Dominic started to sweat. "Babe, I was going to. But I've been thinking, what we have, it works, right? Why ruin it with papers and prenups?" Camille's expression turned from expectation to cold fury. "Excuse me? I'm just saying," Dominic rumbled, digging himself a hole so deep he was nearing the earth's core. "We live together. We check in like we're married. Why change the dynamic? My grandma says we're living in sin, but what does she know? She's 90, so you don't want to marry me?" Camille asked, her voice dangerously low. "I didn't say that. Maybe you're just being sensitive right now. Because of the time of the month?" The sound that came out of Sasha's mouth was a mixture of a gasp and a death rattle. Xavier covered his eyes. Dante, who had snuck downstairs for snacks, whispered, "Mayday, Mayday, we have a total system failure." "Did you," Camille said, standing up with the grace of a stalking tiger, "just attribute my desire for a commitment to my biology?" "I was just checking the date," Dominic cried. "It's an alert, a man law alert." Camille didn't say a word. She picked up her wine glass, poured it over Dominic's head, and walked out. So, Xavier said into the deafening silence, "Who wants dessert?" Epilogue. The thicker walls. 6 months later, the dust had finally settled in Lumiere Heights. Malik had finished the salon expansion, though Sasha had to pay an inconvenience fee for every time she accidentally brought up the library. Nana Flo was in remission and had become a vocal advocate for medical marijuana, much to the chagrin of the local church board. Julian and Serafina were already divorced, which surprised absolutely no one. Dominic was still trying to win Camille back, currently on his 4th apology trip to Maui. And Xavier and Sasha? They were sitting on their new patio, looking at the brand new Ferrari in the driveway. "I love you, Sasha," Xavier said, taking her hand. "I love you too, Xavier," Sasha replied. "And I promise, no more burning things. Unless you start hanging out with Bianca again. Deal." Xavier laughed. As they sat in the quiet evening air, a muffled sound drifted over from the neighbor's house. It was the velvety, deep baritone of an old R&B singer. "Hear that?" Sasha whispered. "I don't hear a thing," Xavier said, pulling her close. "The walls are finally thick enough. In Lumiere Heights, that was the greatest happy ending of all. Neon City, blues and gilded tresses. A comedy of errors. Chapter 1. The baritone of dread. The sun didn't just rise over Neon City. It slapped the skyscrapers awake with a humid golden hand. In the upscale suburb of Sapphire Heights, the Montgomery household was experiencing a morning that was less zen and more high-octane domestic thriller. 13-year-old Leo, known to his friends as Little L, sat at the breakfast table, poking at a bowl of soggy cereal. He had ears like a bat, a trait that was both a blessing and a curse. Behind the thin drywall of the master bedroom upstairs, a drama was unfolding, and Leo was narrating it to himself like a sports commentator. "I didn't want to hear it," Leo muttered, half smiling, as he heard a muffled thud from upstairs. "But man, I kinda wanted to hear it." His father, Miles the Mouthpiece Montgomery, a legendary sports radio host with a voice like velvet-wrapped gravel, descended the stairs. He looked like a man who had gone 10 rounds with a heavyweight and lost on points. "Morning, Dad," Leo chirped, his eyes gleaming with mischief. "How was your night? Good? Sleep late?" Miles grunted, reaching for the coffee pot. "Good sign, isn't it? Means your mom and I had a productive evening." "Productive?" Leo snickered. "Dad, the walls in this house are thinner than the plot of a low-budget horror movie. When you start playing those Larry White records, you know, the old guy with the D major voice singing, 'I love you, baby, baby, we all know the score.'" "It's Barry White, Leo," Miles corrected, his voice dropping an octave in annoyance. "And mind your business before I make your big test today even harder by taking your phone." The tension in the air was thick enough to spread on toast. Miles and his wife, Alexa, the fierce owner of the city's premier salon, Gilded Tresses, were in the middle of a cold war. The cause? A woman named Serena Moon, who had recently claimed online that Miles was the father of her child. Alexa, in a fit of Hurricane Alexa rage, had already incinerated Miles' favorite leather jacket and his vintage Cadillac. Then Alexa appeared. She was a vision of controlled chaos, her hair perfectly coiffed, despite the fact that she had likely spent the night plotting Miles's legal demise. "Morning, Marcus. I mean Miles," she snapped, still confusing him with her first ex-husband when she was angry. "I've been thinking all night, Alexa," Miles said, leaning against the counter. "The smoke from the car fire must have cleared your head." "I didn't sleep with that woman." Alexa stared at him. Then, miraculously, her face softened. "I've decided to trust you, Miles. I believe you." Miles felt a weight lift off his chest that was heavier than a defensive lineman. "You serious? Do you know how long I've waited to hear that? I love you, baby." But as Alexa walked toward the door, she whispered to herself, "Trust, but verify. Now, where did I put Serena Moon's address?" Chapter 2. The contractor with a secret. Over at Gilded Tresses, the air smelled of expensive hairspray and burning gossip. Jade was the kind of woman who treated a salon floor like a courtroom and herself as the Chief Justice. "You're telling me you just forgave him?" Jade asked, skeptical, as she buffed her nails. "Alexa, it would take a priest, an exorcist, and a signed affidavit from the president for you to let something like that slide. I'm checking it out today," Alexa whispered, leaning in. "I got the address. I'm going to Serena's house at noon." Just then, the front door chimed. In walked Dante, the contractor hired for the salon's new expansion. Dante was 6'4", built like a Greek statue, and possessed a smile that made the dryers stop spinning. Alexa froze. A memory from 14 years ago, a wild college night in a dorm room filled with bad tequila and even worse decisions flashed before her eyes. Tente, Alex Estama. "Nice to see you again, Alexa," Dante said, keeping it professional, though his eyes twinkled. "I'm ready to start the expansion. The bid was a bit high, but I promise the work will be done right." Jade leaned over to Alexa. "Honey, that is the kind of man you make a fool of yourself for. Why aren't you talking to him?" "Because," Alexa, he said, "I might have had a one-night stand with him in 2010, and looking at him makes my soul itch. Paipi, Gongo, Tungo, Paipi." The plot thickened when Dante started bonding with Little L later that afternoon. They discovered they had the same allergies, the same weird circulation issue in their left legs, and the same love for obscure 90s hip-hop. Alexa watched them from the tinted glass of her office, a cold sweat breaking out on her brow. "Is Little L Dante's son?" The thought was a hand grenade in her mind. She needed DNA. She needed a swab. She needed to stop being a hurricane and start being a detective. Chapter 3. The Peaches Incident. Back at the Montgomery residence, the atmosphere shifted from romantic drama to a drug bust thriller. Miles, trying to be a helpful husband, was cleaning the hallway when he found a neatly rolled joint sitting right outside Little L's bedroom door. He stared at it as if it were a venomous snake. "Alexa, get down here. We have a crackhead for a son," Alexa screamed from the kitchen. "A crackhead? My baby? All that money we spent on his braces. He's going to end up on a street corner with no teeth, scratching himself and calling himself Peaches." "It's just weed, Alexa." Miles tried to calm her, though he was visibly shaking. "It's the gateway drug. Next thing you know, he's trading his PlayStation for a rock." When Little L came home from school, he walked into what could only be described as a high-budget intervention. There were books on the table titled, "Is There Crack in Your Foundation?" and a DVD playing called "Drugs Are for Jive Turkeys." Leo, what is this?" Miles demanded, holding the joint with a pair of kitchen tongs. "That's a joint, Dad," Leo said, unfazed. "Are you and Mom finally trying to relax?" "Don't play with me, boy," Alexa shrieked. "Where did you get the kush? Why are you turning into Peaches?" "It's not mine," Leo protested. "I swear." Miles sent him to his room, but the truth was much stranger. Mama Vera, the sweet, elderly woman who helped around the house and occasionally smelled of mothballs and gin, was hiding in the kitchen. Leo caught her later that evening. "Miss V, I know what that smell is. And it ain't mothballs." Mama Vera sighed, looking at him with weary eyes. "The doctor prescribed it, Leo. For the icky. I've been going through chemo, honey. It helps with the nausea. I didn't want to tell your parents and make a fuss." The revelation broke the family's heart. The drug-dealing son was actually a brave grandmother figure fighting a silent battle. Miles and Alexa apologized profusely, though Alexa still secretly checked Leo's teeth every morning just to be sure. Chapter 4. The Blind Date from Hades. Jade was lonely. Well, lonely was a strong word. She was mostly just tired of dating men who had the personality of a wet paper towel. Alexa and her other friend, Vanessa, decided it was time to play matchmaker. "We need a man who is outspoken," Alexa suggested. "You mean loud," Vanessa corrected. "A man with a strong personality," Alexa continued. "You mean stubborn," Vanessa added. They decided to host a dinner party and invited 2 of Miles's friends. Julian, and Rico. Rico brought his new girlfriend, Karma, who was currently guarding him like a Secret Service agent. The dinner was a catastrophe of epic proportions. Alexa had invited 2 potential suitors for Jade, a high school football coach named Billy and a police officer named Scott. The problem? Every man in the room had apparently dated Karma at some point in college. Wait, Billy? Karma asked, her eyes narrowing. You still wearing those tight shorts? And Scott? Rico growled. You're the guy who tried to arrest me for stealing your heart in 2012? Jade sat at the end of the table, eating a giant plate of mac and cheese, watching the chaos unfold. Can we just get to the part where I reject everyone and take my to-go plate? The night ended with Jade storming out, but not before delivering a legendary monologue. I don't need your help to find a man. I'm a queen. I'm built like a goddess. And if I want to date a bad dude who doesn't pay child support, that is my God-given right as an American woman. Chapter 5. The Gay Husband Ruse. The drama at the salon reached a fever pitch when an old college friend of Alexa's, a man named Nick, came to town. Nick was gorgeous, charismatic, and according to the lie, Alexa had told Miles 10 years ago, very, very gay. He's my gay husband, Alexa told Miles, hoping to get a night out on the town without Miles getting jealous. Miles, however, had spent the afternoon talking to Rico and Julian. Guys, Alexa is hanging out with Nick, but it's cool. He's gay. Julian and Rico shared a look. Marcus, Miles' Nick isn't gay. He was the biggest player in the tri-state area. Miles' blood began to simmer. When Alexa and Nick returned from their dancing night, Miles was waiting in the living room with a giant man named Big Frank from the radio station's security team. Nick! Good to see you, Miles said, his voice dropping to a terrifying baritone. Since you're single and looking for a friend, I want to introduce you to Big Frank. Frank just got out of prison for attempted murder of his last lover, and he's looking for a man to cuddle and spoon with. Nick turned pale. Miles, about that, I think I'm actually straight. Shocking, Miles cried. I am absolutely floored. Alexa, did you hear that? Alexa realized she was caught. Okay. He's not gay. I just didn't want you to be a caveman about me having male friends. The confrontation ended with Nick fleeing for his life and Alexa promising never to invent sexual orientations for her friends again. Chapter 6. The Man-Law and the Mayday. As the expansion of Gilded Tresses neared completion, the relationships of the Neon City Circle were tested one last time. Rico and Karma, in a fit of impulsive passion, decided to get married at the courthouse. No wedding? No 5,000 doves? No 22 Clydesdales? Alexa asked. Stunned. I just can't live without him, Karma said, flashing a ring the size of a walnut. This sparked a crisis for Julian and Vanessa. Vanessa, seeing Karma's ring, assumed Julian was going to propose. Julian, however, was operating under man-law. What we have works, Vanessa, Julian said, accidentally digging a hole so deep he could see the Earth's core. Why ruin a good thing with papers? It's like an old ball and chain situation. Mayday! Mayday! Rico whispered from the sidelines. You're losing altitude, Julian. Pull up. And besides, Julian continued, oblivious to the metaphorical fire he was standing in, you're always a little more sensitive this time of the month. Maybe we should talk about marriage when your alert passes. The silence that followed was deafening. Vanessa didn't scream. She didn't yell. She simply took her shoes off, handed them to Julian, and walked out of the room with the dignity of a fallen empress. What did I do? Julian asked, looking at Miles. You broke man law number 1, son, Miles said, patting him on the shoulder. You never, ever speak of the alert. You just nod, agree, and pray for the weekend to come. Epilogue. The DNA reveal. The novel concludes with Alexa sitting in the salon, holding the DNA results she had secretly obtained from Dante and Leo. Her heart hammered against her ribs as she ripped the envelope open. She squinted at the paper. Then she blinked. Then she started to laugh. Dante walked in, holding a toolbox. "Everything okay, boss lady?" "Dante," Alexa said, wiping a tear from her eye. "You remember that night in college? After the tequila?" Vaguely, Dante smiled. "You told Jennifer you couldn't have kids because of a pencil accident in preschool?" Dante turned red. "Yeah. It was a very sharp pencil. I'm a blank, total zero." Alexa leaned back in her chair. Little L was Miles's son. He just happened to have the same weird leg circulation and love for 90s hip-hop as the contractor. It was just a cosmic joke. A coincidence in a city built on neon lights and beautiful lies. Life in Neon City was never quiet, never simple, and always expensive. But as Miles' voice boomed over the radio that evening, talking about the big game of life, Alexa realized that as long as the music was playing, even if it was Barry White, they were going to be just fine. The Stone Cold Truth, a Silver Creek comedy of errors. Chapter 1. The Architecture of Privacy. The walls of the Stone residence in the leafy, overpriced suburb of Silver Creek were not merely structural elements. They were high-fidelity transmitters of domestic drama. Constructed with what Malachi Stone suspected was high-grade acoustic parchment rather than drywall, the house served as a live streaming service for anyone standing in the hallway. Malachi, a retired NFL defensive end turned charismatic sports anchor, sat at the mahogany breakfast table, nursing a cup of espresso that was almost as bitter as the silence currently emanating from the upstairs master suite. Across from him, his 13-year-old son, Leo, was systematically dismantling a stack of blueberry pancakes. "I didn't want to hear it, Pop," Leo said, his voice reaching a prepubescent register that fluctuated between a squeak and a growl. "But I kind of wanted to hear it." Malachi lowered his newspaper. "You shouldn't have been listening, Leo. Eavesdropping is a hobby for people with too much time and too little character." "I was trying not to," Leo defended himself, waving a syrup-covered fork. "But I know the signs. Usually, after a fight, you guys come down smiling and happy, singing those smooth Barry White tunes. I love you, baby, baby, and all that deep-voiced soul stuff. When the Barry White starts playing, the house is safe. But this morning, it's quiet. Ghost town quiet." Malachi sighed, the weight of a decade of marriage pressing on his shoulders. "Your mother and I were just discussing things." Loudly, "Dad, please. I know what talking sounds like, and I know what the Teddy Pendergrass maneuver sounds like. Last night, there was no Teddy. There wasn't even any Luther Vandross. Just the sound of Mom throwing your favorite sneakers into the hallway." At that moment, Evangeline Eva Stone descended the stairs. She was a vision of perfection, owner of Eva's Elite Glow, the most prestigious salon in the city. Her hair never out of place, her spirit currently a localized hurricane. "Good morning, Malachi," she said, her voice clipped and professional, as if she were addressing a difficult client who had missed their appointment. "Good morning, babe. Sleep well?" "I slept," she replied, pouring herself a coffee. "In the guest room, which, surprisingly, has much better lumbar support than our mattress." Leo looked at his father with a told-you-so expression. "So, no Barry White? Finish your breakfast and get to the bus stop, Leo," Eva commanded. "Sure thing, Chief. But seriously, Pop, get some soundproofing, or a better playlist." As Leo scrambled out the door, the air in the kitchen grew thick enough to chew. Malachi cleared his throat. "Eva, look, about the Sabrina Vance thing. I told you, she's a fan who got delusional. There is no kid, there was no affair." Eva turned, her eyes flashing. "It's written on the wall of my salon, right next to the price list for Brazilian waxes. I've decided to move past it, though. I'm letting it go." Malachi stood up, a massive grin spreading across his face. "Yes. I have a salon expansion to manage, 5 contractors to keep from robbing me blind, and a son who is apparently a connoisseur of 70s soul music. I don't have time for your imaginary mistresses." Malachi moved to hug her, but she held up a hand. "I said I'm letting it go. I didn't say I was ready for a cuddle. Go to the studio. win some Emmys. I have a business to run. Chapter 2. The ghost of college past. The expansion of Eva's elite glow was supposed to be a milestone of professional triumph. Instead, it was becoming a psychological thriller. Eva stood in the middle of the construction zone, surrounded by plastic sheets and the smell of sawdust, flanked by her two best friends and employees, Macy and Sloane. Macy was the salon's lead stylist, loud, fiercely loyal, and currently single enough to consider dating the delivery man. Sloane was a high-powered real estate agent who handled the salon's business side with the ruthlessness of a shark in a Chanel suit. The bid was high, Eva, Sloane said, flipping through a clipboard. But the contractor comes highly recommended. He's supposed to be the best in the tri-state area. The heavy plastic flap at the entrance swung open, and in walked Dante. He was tall, ruggedly handsome in a way that suggested he spent his weekends rescuing puppies from burning buildings and wearing a tool belt like it was a fashion accessory. Eva's heart didn't just skip a beat. It performed a full Olympic floor routine. "Dante?" she whispered. The contractor froze. A slow, knowing smirk spread across his face. "Evangeline? Evangeline Stone? Or should I say, Wild Eva?" From the class of '38, Macy's jaw dropped so far it nearly hit the unfinished floor. "Wait, you two know each other?" Dante laughed, a deep, resonant sound. "Know each other? We had a one-night stand 14 years ago that was so legendary they should have put a plaque on the dorm room door." Eva turned beet red. "It was college. Everyone was wild. And I am a happily married woman now, Dante. Keep it professional." "Professional is my middle name," Dante said, though his eyes lingered a second too long on her. "Though I have to say, marriage has been good to you. You look expensive." "She's expensive," Sloane stepped in, sensing the tension. Dante nodded, turning his attention to the blueprints. As he moved away, Macy grabbed Eva's arm, whispering urgently, "Girl, that man is a snack. He's a whole 5-course meal with a dessert trolley." "How do you not remember him?" "I do remember him," Eva hissed back. "That's the problem. He was the one that got away. Or rather, the one I ran away from because he was too much trouble. And now he's in your salon," Macy giggled, "building you a new office. Life is funny, isn't it?" "It's not funny, Macy. It's a disaster. If Malachi finds out I'm working with a man I once spent a weekend with in a cabin in the Poconos, he'll flip." Chapter 3. The DNA Dilemma. As the weeks went by, the construction continued, and so did the awkwardness. However, a new shadow began to loom over the Stone household. It started when Leo came to the salon to drop off a lunch his father had forgotten. Dante was there, shirtless and sweaty, hammering away at a beam. When Leo walked in, Dante stopped and wiped his brow. The two of them stood in the same light for a moment. Macy, who was sitting at a nearby station, froze. She looked at Dante. Then she looked at Leo. Then back at Dante. "Eva," Macy whispered later that afternoon, "have you noticed that Leo has the exact same weird cowlick as Dante? And the same left-handed grip? And the same way of squinting when he's thinking?" Eva felt a cold shiver. "Macy, don't. Malachi is Leo's father. We were dating back then." "Yeah, but you were on a break for that 1 month in senior year, remember?" Macy pressed. "The month you went to the Poconos?" The seeds of doubt were planted. They grew into a full-blown forest of anxiety when Nanny Rose, the Stones' sharp-tongued housekeeper, made a comment about Leo looking nothing like the Stone side of the family. In a fit of panic,